It's Friday, November 7th, today on Your Morning Atlantic. Encampment evicted. The city of Halifax shuts down another designated campsite for people experiencing homelessness. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And 'tis the season. It's a beloved tradition for decades. Christmas at the Forum is back for more holiday hustle and bustle. We'll get a preview in our second hour.
Plus, beach hair in the winter. We'll meet the person behind a Nova Scotia hair care brand, blending surf style and healthy beach hair. All that and so much more just ahead on the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
May we be the first to welcome you into the day. Friday, November 7th. So glad you can join us. 6:01. Oh gosh, here we are. It's the first week of November, and guess what? It feels the heck like it is.
Done and done.
Frost on the windshield. Some people even got a little snow
Oh my
yesterday.
goodness, the sign of times.
Yeah. I know. So many coworkers came in this morning saying, well, it happened. I had to defrost the window and yeah.
Not fun.
Well, I've got a quick little thing before we get to weather. Big thing. What are you going to do today? What's your big excitement today?
Oh, my big excitement today? Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Oh, yes.
They have a date night.
Got a date night.
To see Wizard of Oz. I can't wait. You're seeing the show too.
Yes, I do also have a date night as well.
Beautiful.
Heading to the Yellow Brick Road.
No, that's... The Yellow Brick Road will take us to the Wizard,
yes.
But most of the major highways in the area will take us to where you need to go.
Yes.
Are they wet this morning?
Thankfully, not as much as we saw, but we're still going to see mixed precipitation tracking across parts of the region. Early this morning, beautiful start to the day in St. John's. As of right now, 2 degrees heading outdoors. So what I'm telling you is it is another cold day ahead. This is going to be the coldest day of the week. So keep that in mind when you are heading out. You will want to bundle up. We're still seeing some active weather track across the region. So over to our current temperatures. We're going to take a look at those and we can tell you exactly how cold it's going to be. As of right now, it is -1 in Fredericton. We're just gonna head over there in just a second. There you go. 0 in St. John, New Brunswick. 2 degrees over in Charlottetown with 1 in Halifax. 3 in Sydney. -6 this morning in Labrador City. 3 degrees over in Corner Brook. Over to our wind warning that is now in effect for parts of Newfoundland, the northern peninsula east, as well as a coastal flooding warning remaining in effect, as well as that coastal flooding statement continues to be in effect for this morning. We do have a coastal flooding statement and coastal flooding warning for parts of Labrador, specifically across the coast. All right, we're taking a look at our satellite and radar. You can see that low pressure system that moved in yesterday, still tracking across parts of Cape Breton Island, seeing a bit of wet weather starting off your day, most likely seeing a chance of some flurries. And then into parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, going to see some active weather as well. We do have another low that will make its way over into the evening. So today we're focusing in on a lot of sunshine for much of the region. As of right now, though, pretty strong winds for parts of the Maritime region. 61 in Grand Etang, 57 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 30 in Canso with 31 in Sydney. Wind gusts getting up to 78 kilometers per hour right now in Grand Etang, 69 in North Cape, 43 in Sydney, as well as into Charlottetown. We'll have a look at your long-range weekend forecast coming up, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. For another week in a row, you'll be paying more to fill up at pumps in the Maritimes. In Nova Scotia, Zone 1, gas increased by 2.4 cents overnight. The minimum price now $1.42.7. And diesel in Halifax jumped by 4.3 cents. The minimum price now $1.70.3. In Prince Edward Island, gas increased by nearly 3 cents a liter. The minimum price now $1.47.9. And diesel jumped by nearly 7 cents. The minimum price now $1.71.7. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 2.3 cents. The maximum price now $1.54.4 a liter. And diesel jumped by 3.5 cents. The maximum price $1.82.5. One of the few remaining tent encampments in Halifax is being shut down. 3 designated homeless encampments remain, but this one off of Quinpool Road is the latest to be shut down, with eviction notices giving people 1 month to leave. The province has told the municipality there's indoor shelter spaces available. For people living nearby, thefts and disturbances have been reported, but crime took to another level 2.5 weeks ago when a life-threatening shooting happened.
People have family and kids, and there's arguments like in the park sometimes.
Closing encampments is a marker that homelessness is being dealt with effectively. It's not how we end homelessness.
Meantime, the Affordable Housing Association says proper housing is the solution. Nova Scotia's health authority says there are 8,000 fewer residents on the provincial wait list for a family doctor this month. Nova Scotia Health says the primary care wait list has hit 69,420 people. That is down from 77,525 who were on the registry October 1st. The health authority says the wait list dropped because people were matched to primary care and some were removed from the list because they no longer needed a family doctor or nurse practitioner. New Brunswick Premier Susan Holt has unveiled a new piece of equipment as part of a $30 million announcement for the George Dumont Hospital. The funding will go towards building a new endoscopy suite. Holt says the expansion will reduce wait times and improve access to specialized care. Health Minister Dr. John Dornan believes the new infrastructure will also help retain healthcare professionals in the province.
We can treat more patients, shorten that wait list, detect earlier, and reduce hospitalizations. So we'll be able to serve more cancer patients.
When people look at here and know that we're committed to this levels of instrumentation, support other staff with a fair negotiated salary, and people will come and they will stay.
The construction will transform the hospital's old surgical block, which will also expand the number of procedure rooms from 7 to 12. The new unit is expected to open in 2029. And an update about a story we brought you a few weeks ago about a vandalism spree in Moncton's largest cemetery. More than 40 monuments were found toppled over at Elmwood Cemetery, some of them more than a century old. Management at the cemetery says most of them are now repaired and they've been overwhelmed by the outpouring public support. They also plan to beef up security. So far, police have not provided any updates on the investigation itself. Finally, the study of sharks in our maritime waters has taken a step forward. Scientists have used a new non-invasive method to track great whites around here. A satellite tracking device was attached to a 12-foot female. The information is already proving to be interesting.
So this was actually... And they're highly mobile, not really aggregating anywhere, but the place that we tagged it, which was off of southwest Nova Scotia, some of these offshore islands, the shark has shown extreme high residency there. It's spending a lot of time reusing this area, pointing to the spot as a critical habitat.
By the way, the tags fall off after a few weeks. Great whites, yeah, great whites tend to be in our maritime waters from summer until the end of fall. And by the way, we're going to be speaking with Neil on our show around 8:20, so stay tuned for that conversation because we're going to learn more about this.
Very cool.
Super cool. I can't wait to hear more. It's really neat that we can track the movements.
Yeah.
It's less invasive. They used to have like a full, like almost pretty much like a backpack. They used to have to try to like wrestle it onto the creature.
Right, yeah. Jump on top. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. I don't know if you'd call it the first real snowfall of the year in our area. Many did have snow that stuck, but flakes did briefly fall. We have the proof. This is Nika enjoying the little flakes as they fell, then drinking the cool water up off the deck. This was sent in to us by Marianne LeBlanc in Upper Sackville, Nova Scotia. Nika's a pretty dog.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful dog.
Kind of shot where you look and I'm like, this is magical. It's beautiful. But being out in, you're like...
it was, yeah. We shot the segment, Christmas at the Forum, right about the same time Nika was having her little drink. And we saw a few of those big flakes. But it was just the edge of rain and snow.
Yeah.
That's messy mix.
It was messy
when you're in
messy,
between
messy
that.
mix. Yeah. We didn't bend down and drink out of the puddles, though.
No.
Nika.
Great water.
So fresh. Just
Indeed,
came down.
very like as cool as a mountain stream. Oh my.
Speaking of the weather coming up, I'll have a look at your national and international news headlines on this Friday morning, and Latavia will have our first full look at the forecast. Look, the pavement's dry in Antigonish this morning.
Whoa.
Seems like we've been in this pattern where it's been wet and then dry, wet and then dry. What's coming up next? Latavia has the details.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Happy Friday. We're taking a live look at Moncton, 6:12 early this morning. A dark start to the day and a cold one at that, but sunshine is on its way. Currently 0 as you head outdoors early this morning. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. It's quite cold starting off your day right across the board. Guess what? It's going to remain cold. We are seeing below seasonal daytime highs today, and it's going to be the coldest day of the week. All right, so we're looking at -1 heading outdoors in Fredericton, 1 in Charlottetown, and in Halifax, 2 degrees as you head outdoors in Sydney, as well as into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning now in effect for today for parts of Newfoundland. We are looking at wind gusts between 70 to 100 kilometers per hour, as well as that coastal flooding warning remaining with that coastal flooding statement for today. Over to Newfoundland, Labrador rather, we're looking at coastal flooding statement as well in effect with a coastal flooding warning. This is for today until Saturday morning. Over to our forecast timeline, still dealing with some mixed precipitation from this system that moved in on Thursday. We are going to see early this morning a chance of some flurries as well as some wet precipitation mixed in with wet snow for parts of Cape Breton Island. Going to also see mostly snow for much of Labrador and for Newfoundland as well. Into the afternoon, lots of sunshine for much of the maritime region, but we are going to see that precipitation still linger, mixed precipitation for parts of Cape Breton Island, and then Newfoundland and Labrador still dealing with that system as it moves over east. Into the evening, we do have another low pressure system heading our way, so it's going to bring a messy mix yet again over to the maritime region for our forecast in Saturday. So as you can see here, looking at some light snowfall as well as snow mixed with rain for much of New Brunswick. We are going to deal with rain across Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. If you're wondering about rainfall totals, going to remain quite light, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters expected for central and southern New Brunswick, and then into the Tri-County area, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters as well. And then for Labrador, 2 to 20 millimeters expected and pretty light amounts indicated for parts of Newfoundland. Our snowfall outlook is going to remain quite light as well. 1 to 5 centimeters expected for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, and seeing around 1 to 5 for both Newfoundland and Labrador. Into our forecast today for New Brunswick, sunshine returns. We are under a ridge of high pressure as of right now, but we will be seeing rain move in as we have a low pressure system return across the region. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 4 to 5 degrees, mainly sunny skies. Showers move in into the evening with wind gusts getting up to 60. And then for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, looking at some mixed precipitation early this morning, and still going to see scattered showers remain for most of the day with a wind gusts getting up to 70. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine. We do have rain that will move in into the evening. Over to Labrador City, looking at a high of -6 degrees today. We're looking at some isolated flurries throughout the day. And then for St. John's, Newfoundland, a mix of sun and cloud, mainly cloudy skies into the afternoon as we see increasing cloudiness. Saturday's forecast will warm up. We are going to see above seasonal daytime highs, still dealing with precipitation for much of the region though. And then into the evening hours, early Sunday morning, going to be another sunny day ahead. Temperatures drop back down. For Newfoundland and Labrador, not seeing much sunshine, but we'll be seeing mixed precipitation. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 6:15. For the second time this week, a Conservative MP is quitting his party. This time, the MP is from out west. Alberta's Matt Genereux has announced he's giving up his seat altogether. He represents the riding of Edmonton Riverbend and was first elected in 2015. In a post, Genereux wrote, "I want to be clear that there was no coercion involved in my decision to resign," adding that he had a great conversation with Pierre Poilievre, who wished me all the best as I do him. Genereux says his decision reflects his desire to spend more time with his family. Staying in Ottawa, Mark Carney's government has survived the first confidence test of the federal budget. MPs voted to defeat a budget sub-amendment by the Conservatives.
Yeas pour 139, 139. Nays contre 198, 198.
I declare the sub-amendment defeated.
Among other things, the sub-amendment criticized the budget for exceeding the $42 billion deficit threshold promised in the previous Liberal fiscal update. NDP, Bloc Québécois, and Green MPs voted with the Liberals against the sub-amendment to keep the minority government in power. This is the first of 3 confidence tests of the budget. A vote on a Bloc Québécois amendment is set for today. If you're headed out on a flight today, you might want to check its status. Thousands of flights will be cut starting today at 40 American airports. And as CTV's Heather Wright tells us, that could have a major ripple effect for Canadian travelers.
It's really unfortunate. Officials in the United States plan to slash air traffic by 10% at 40 major airports, including New York, Washington, Chicago, and Los Angeles. Reduction set to begin Friday. The Federal Aviation Administration and U.S. Transportation Department say traffic reduction is necessary to ease pressure on air traffic controllers and security screening agents who have been working without pay during the U.S. government shutdown, now the longest in history.
If I was working, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be working without any pay.
The shutdown has worsened staff shortages, causing widespread flight delays and long security lines at American airports. And since many Canadian travelers are bound for U.S. destinations, both passengers and carriers here are expected to feel the pinch.
They're not exempt from this reduction. They will be affected by it. And the question is going to be, what does that mean? It's going to be a mess.
WestJet says so far their operations have not been impacted. We are continuing to monitor the situation and proactively manage our operations to minimize any potential disruptions going forward. While Air Canada says we are monitoring the situation and awaiting more details. Adding, for customers who may be connecting onto U.S. domestic flights operated by our partner United Airlines, we have put in place a goodwill policy to allow them to change or defer their travel with no change fee. Experts warn even domestic flights could be impacted. For example, a flight from Toronto to Vancouver spends about half of its flight in U.S. airspace. Now, carriers could opt to fly through Canadian skies to avoid any disruptions, but that would add another hour to the length of that flight. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
And Prince Harry is in Toronto visiting veterans ahead of Remembrance Day. And during his stop, the prince admitted he made a bad fashion play at the World Series. Here's what he told CTV's John Benavelli-Rao.
The prince's visit took him to Toronto's Sunnybrook Veterans Centre, the biggest care facility of its kind in the country.
How old are you now? I'm almost 102.
Here, Prince Harry met with some of the nation's oldest veterans who served in either the Second World War or the Korean War, and the prince seeming to really enjoy himself.
For me, it's the banter. It's the banter, it's the humor, it's the community that they are given here.
Here, veterans are taking part in creative art therapies, where both art and music are used to help vets with their physical and mental health. Brenda Reed, who's 101, thrilled to meet the prince.
He certainly has lots of charm. You just talk to him. I practically called him Harry.
Prince Harry's, of course, a veteran himself. He did 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan with the British Armed Forces, saying he's just one of a long list of family members to visit veterans here.
My aunt's been here, grandmother's been here, my great-grandmother's been here. So it's a real privilege for me to be able to be here.
The prince helping to paint poppies on a military helmet, one of several being auctioned off by the military charity True Patriot Love.
Just wanted to give you the opportunity.
And towards the end of the visit, a moment of levity, the prince was presented with a Blue Jays hat. He was widely criticized across the country after being spotted at Dodgers Stadium sporting a Dodgers hat during the World Series.
I would like to apologize to Canada for wearing it. Secondly, I was under duress. There wasn't much choice. I was invited to the LA Dodgers box, or the dugout, by the owner himself, so I was doing what I thought was the polite thing to do. But I'm going to wear this from now on to make sure I don't make any more of those mistakes.
As for the veterans,
it was really special.
They seemed pleased to meet the prince. And for the veterans, the prince's visit was another reminder that their service is not forgotten. John Benavelli-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
Thank you, John. Finally, the owners of an Ontario hobby farm have seen their herd double in a single day after one of their cows gave birth to quadruplet calves, which already have names. They're pretty cute. Their names are Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. The 4 calves were born in Kingsville, Ontario. They're all doing well, each weighing between 20 and 30 pounds. The odds of 4 healthy quadruplets, it's about 1 in 11 million. Quick break here. When we return, we'll have your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN and your business headlines from BNN Bloomberg. We'll be right back after this.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
little bagpipe in the morning. There we go.
Right?
All right, it's 6:25 and time to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
How's it going? Jermaine Franklin inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we go to Buffalo. Sabres, Blues. Jack Quinn finds Josh Doan in front of the net, but Joel Hofer absolutely robs him. Hofer flashing the leather to keep this one out. One of his 27 saves to a shutout. Doan had the whole right side of the net and finds nothing but glove. That's your must-see moment from Thursday. And tonight on TSN, Tangerine Raptors basketball. Toronto taking on Atlanta. Pregame begins at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Now over to your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
The retailer reported lower profit in its third quarter. Canadian Tire blames restructuring and other costs for the drop. The company's renovating stores and reorganizing its business, but sales were up at two other retail businesses it owns, Sport Chek and Mark's. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down a fraction to 70.84. West Texas Intermediate crude is down slightly to 59.43. Western Canadian Select also down over $1 to 48.07. And the TSX dropped another 234 points today to move back under 30,000. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Ending off the work week with a cold day ahead for New Brunswick, a high of 5. We are going to see some isolated flurries early in the morning for parts of the province that will clear, leaving sunshine today. And then we will be seeing rain mixed with snow into the evening. For Saturday's forecast, looking at a high of 11, we do have showers and or flurries across the province. And then on Sunday, sunny skies for much of the province. Evening showers will move in. Nova Scotia looking at somewhat weather starting off the day as well. For Cape Breton, that will clear. 6 degrees is your daytime high, sunshine for much of the province. And then on Saturday, we're looking at 14 degrees with periods of rain. On Sunday, sunshine returns, evening showers return as well. Prince Edward Island looking at lots of sunshine throughout your day, a high of 4, evening showers. A wet day ahead on Saturday and Sunday, sunshine returns with a high of 12.
Just ahead in this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today it's all about your favorite form of exercise. That discussion coming up on Your Morning Atlantic.
Morning Atlantic Canada at 6:31 on your Friday morning. We can't wait to hear what you have to say about the Move Morning Chat. You can text us at any point throughout the show. 10400. We're the ones checking the messages. We would love to hear from you, and it doesn't even have to be about the Move Morning Chat. If there's some news happening in your neighborhood, perhaps traffic, if you want to send us a beautiful scenic photo or maybe a cute one of your pet or a fun story, we love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
I was kind of hoping for some snow photos from our viewers. Like if there's still snow on the ground where you live, please take a little snap and let us know where that is, because I'm just curious where the snow actually fell and stayed.
Ooh, like we're only usually seeing around 1 to 15 centimeters. The heaviest being into parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Right. It's still rather wet. We're still seeing temperatures above the freezing mark and the ground's not fully frozen. But soon we'll start to see that accumulation build up.
At the morning. Wow.
Beautiful start to the day. We are kind of under a ridge of high pressure, so we are going to see lots of sunshine for much of the Maritime region, but we are still dealing with a bit of precipitation for parts of the region. Just something to keep in mind when you are heading out. 5 degrees starting off your day in Yarmouth. Much colder for most of Atlantic Canada today. -1 starting off your day in Fredericton, 1 degree in Charlottetown and in Halifax, 2 in Sydney and St. John's, Newfoundland. A wind warning now in effect for today for parts of Newfoundland, as well as a coastal flooding warning and a coastal flooding statement. For Labrador, we are also seeing a coastal flooding statement and a coastal flooding warning. Over to our satellite and radar, still dealing with mixed precipitation from the last system that moved in yesterday night. We are going to see this system continue to move east, so seeing lots of sunshine for the most part for the Maritimes. Wind will remain strong for parts of the maritime region, extending into Newfoundland and Labrador as well. Out of the northwest, we are seeing sustained winds, 61 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang with 57 into North Cape, 30 starting off your day in Sydney and Canso, 28 in Moncton. Wind gusts getting up to 74 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 72 in North Cape, 50 in Bathurst, 43 in Edmonton. We'll have another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. For another week in a row, you will be paying more to fill up at pumps in the Maritimes. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas increased by 2.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.42.7. Diesel in Halifax jumped by 4.3 cents. The minimum price $1.70.3. In Prince Edward Island, gas increased by nearly 3 cents a litre. The minimum price $1.47.9. And diesel jumped by nearly 7 cents. The minimum price on the island now $1.71.7. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 2.3 cents. The maximum price $1.54.4. And diesel jumped by 3.5 cents. The maximum price $1.82.5. Nova Scotia's Health Authority says there are 8,000 fewer residents on the provincial wait list for a family doctor this month. Nova Scotia Health says the primary care wait list has hit 69,420 people. That is down from 77,525 who were on the registry at the beginning of October. The Health Authority says the wait list dropped because people were matched to primary care and some were removed from the list because they no longer needed a family doctor or nurse practitioner. New Brunswick Premier Susan Holt has unveiled a new piece of equipment as part of a $30 million announcement for the George Dumont Hospital. The funding will go towards building a new endoscopy suite. Holt says the expansion will reduce wait times and improve access to specialized care. Health Minister Dr. John Dornan believes the new infrastructure will also help retain healthcare professionals in the province.
We can treat more patients, shorten that wait list, detect earlier, and reduce hospitalizations. So we'll be able to serve more cancer patients.
When people look at here and know that we're committed to this levels of instrumentation support, other staff with a fair negotiated salary, and people will come and they will stay.
The construction will transform the hospital's old surgical block, which will also expand the number of procedure rooms from 7 to 12. The new unit is expected to open in 2029. One of the few remaining tent encampments in Halifax is being shut down. 3 designated homeless encampments remain, but this one off Quinpool Road is the latest to be shut down, with eviction notices giving people 1 month to leave. The province has told the municipality there's indoor shelter spaces available. For people living nearby, thefts and disturbances have been reported, but crime took to another level 2.5 weeks ago when a life-threatening shooting happened.
People have family and kids, and there's arguments like in the park sometimes.
Closing encampments is a marker that homelessness is being dealt with effectively. It's not how we end homelessness.
Meantime, the Affordable Housing Association says proper housing is the solution. Majorville's Big Potato Man is not himself these days. Just a few years ago, the iconic landmark underwent a complete makeover, costing thousands of dollars. But early Wednesday morning, surveillance cameras captured vandals targeting the site with spray paint.
It's not fun. You know, we just spent almost $30,000, what was it, 4 years ago, restoring him, and here we are looking at probably another significant build.
The incident has been reported to police. Daniel Boudreau is hopeful the culprits will be found and held responsible. Finally, you can bet holiday shoppers will be here with bells on.
To be able to get that level of exposure is so important to small businesses.
16 years, I think, and I'm coming because I love our customers. I love the community. I just love giving food.
And we love to eat it. It is Christmas at the Forum time. Halifax's biggest holiday craft show runs for 4 days this year. It wraps up on Sunday. Features more than 300 vendors throughout 4 buildings. New this year, time entry tickets to allow for shorter lines and more browsing time. And tickets are also online only.
Oh,
so
wow.
keep that in mind if you're going to be heading to those stores.
Yeah, the new system, I was there yesterday. I have a really fun piece coming up in the show in a little while, but the new system did make it far less packed.
Which is nice.
Like it was easier to move around. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Christmas music playing. It was just like I had a great time. I think I'm going to go back this weekend.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I was at work. I wasn't really allowed to shop, but I'd love to go back on my own time. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was so fun. Everyone's in a great mood.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. And that's coming up at 7:15.
Yes,
so
exactly. Okay, so yesterday, this week, we chatted with Heart and Stroke with their new free online risk screening tool. And now experts add that the key to treating heart failure is early detection. Doctors say heart failure is becoming more and more common, and that's why the team of researchers is looking to use technology to help potentially catch it before it's too late. So a Vancouver-based team is developing an AI tool to diagnose heart failure. The technology is being trained to interpret ultrasounds. The result could be a faster and more accurate diagnosis. The technology is expected to reach the clinical trial stage next year.
Wow, that is so
It's great
cool.
news, like so non-invasive. Yeah, I mean, AI is the wave of the future, and soon we'll be using it for so many things. And I was listening to a podcast about it yesterday, and they were saying, you know, it's not really necessarily something to be feared. Like back in the day, people were scared the internet was going to take over.
That's true.
And it did, but it's such a great tool. So it's kind of the same thing with AI. Like, I guess we just have to learn to embrace it.
Well, if we can improve our health.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's where it should stay, really.
Yeah.
All these videos I don't understand.
Oh, the AI
Is it real?
videos.
Is it fake? It's
Oh,
so
that's
stressful
okay.
now,
Well,
yeah.
that's no.
Never
But
mind.
anyway,
Sorry to cut
moving
you
on.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I was
that was
just like-
that's absolutely
Yeah.
true, though. No, that's like, is it fake?
Yeah.
No, nobody has time
Medical
for that.
good.
Medical good.
Bad.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
Well, and I'm glad you talked about heart health too, because that's kind of what is the launch pad for Move Morning Chat.
Okay.
Yeah, coming up, we're gonna have your entertainment headlines, but first, we're talking about what's your favorite form of exercise and why is it your favorite form? Maybe it's something we should try. Stay with us for that conversation. 6:40.
Welcome back and happy Friday. The time now is 6:43. We're taking a live look at Katie Vitti. 2 degrees starting off your day. We are going to see sunshine as clouds continue to clear out. Already seeing some sunshine starting off your day. But a cold start to the day for much of the region. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. It's going to remain quite windy as well for parts of the region. As of right now, -6 degrees heading outdoors in Labrador City with 2 into St. John's, Newfoundland, as well as 2 degrees starting off your day in Sydney, 1 in Halifax and Charlottetown, -1 in Fredericton. We do have a wind warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland, northern peninsula east, seeing wind gusts between 70 to 100 kilometers per hour. Still seeing that coastal flooding warning in effect this morning, seeing those large waves, pounding surf, storm surge as well will produce high water levels around 46 meters expected, with that coastal flooding statement also in effect. Same thing goes for parts of Labrador. Going to see that coastal flooding statement and coastal flooding warning. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. We are seeing sunshine early this morning for much of the maritime region, currently under this ridge of high pressure moving in. And this low pressure system that moved in yesterday starting to move out of the maritime region. But early this morning, we're still dealing with some wet snow, periods of showers, as well as seeing some showers in parts of Prince Edward Island. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, still seeing that mixed precipitation throughout the day today. As we enter into the afternoon, still much of the same. Lots of sunshine, still holding on to a bit of that mixed precipitation for Cape Breton, and continues to move out as we head towards Friday night into early Saturday morning. We have another system headed our way. It's going to be bringing a messy mix yet again across the maritime region. Something to keep in mind if you are planning to head out on Saturday. If you're wondering about rainfall totals, it's going to remain quite light, an additional 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Same thing goes for Newfoundland, light precipitation expected, and then for Labrador, around 2 to 20 millimeters expected. And then for our snowfall outlook, only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters that could accumulate for northern New Brunswick as well as Cape Breton Island. Only seeing 1 to 5 centimeters as well for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, lots of sunshine, but we do have some isolated flurries starting off the day into the north. That will clear out, but we do have rain moving in across the province into the evening. Wind out of the west, 20 kilometers per hour. Prince Edward Island's looking at 4 to 5 degrees today. Mainly sunny skies with showers arriving into the evening. Same thing goes for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, but looking at either showers and or flurries starting off the day will clear out, but we could still see that chance of showers remain throughout the day with wind gusts getting up to 70. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine today, but we do have rain expected into the evening. Labrador City, a high of -6 degrees today. We're looking at some isolated flurries throughout your day and sunshine for St. John's, Newfoundland. But we do have mainly cloudy skies, so increasing cloudiness expected into the afternoon. For Saturday's forecast, it's going to be quite warm, above seasonal daytime highs at around 12 to 14 degrees. We are going to see the system start to slowly clear out of the maritime region, but still going to expect some mixed precipitation starting off your day and then into Newfoundland and Labrador. Sunday, sunshine returns, mixed precipitation continues into their region. So that's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to the Move Morning Chat. Time for the Move Morning Chat, and this morning we're talking about getting physically fit. So what is your favorite exercise? Peter, tell us why we're talking about this today.
Okay, so here's why we're talking about it. I'm not very happy to be talking about this, to tell you the truth. It's because we came across a story that basically says that women have to do half as much exercise to get the same cardiovascular effect as do men. So in other words, whatever you're doing, I have to do twice as much to get better heart health. Doesn't seem fair. But while we're on the subject and we're asking, what's your preferred form of exercise, I have to say that I spend more hours playing pickleball than I do any other exercise by far these days. And it may not be enough, but I'm sticking with it. It's fun.
He loves it so much. Every Friday, I'm like, what's going on this weekend, Peter? He's like, well, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, it's pickleball time.
Right,
like,
Saturday morning. Oh. Yep.
Wow. 7 a.m. on a Saturday? He loves pickleball, and Peter knows this, but I love walking. I'm such a walker. If I have to pick any form of exercise, walking is it. But not only because it's good for you, but my head, it keeps my head clear. After the show, I love throwing on a podcast or just listening to music. I love being outdoors, even throughout the winter, just getting that fresh air. Walking, it saves me. I love it. I swear by it.
Aaron, I'm with you there too. It's such a good palate cleanser. Having a dog, always guaranteed a 30-minute walk. Shout out to Erin because she does the Blue Nose Half Marathon. Yep. She walks it every year, 21.1 kilometers. So shout out to you, Erin. I love running. I do love running. I'm not the best. I'm certainly not the fastest, but it brings up my mood so much. It makes me feel so strong. It's such a good, not only good for your body, but it mentally. Just getting out, challenging yourself. It is the best. I'm always going to come back in a better mood, especially a nice long run on a Sunday where you're out for a couple of hours just enjoying yourself.
Oh boy, well, you are an inspiration and she runs in any kind of season, which is incredible. Kudos to you. For me, I would say I love spin classes. I need someone to pump me up like, what is wrong with you? Get it done, go! And plus like that club music really helps you to go. Mind you, I die every time I hit a bike and I haven't done it in quite some time. For me now, my form of exercise is the treadmill, running, stopping, trying to train my body to get back into running and try to lift weights, but I'm still weak, so.
That's a thing. You just got to get out and challenge yourself, too. Maybe challenge Peter to some pickleball.
Yeah, I'll probably lose. Yeah, sure.
We want to know, do you at home agree with us? Or maybe there's something that we haven't mentioned that you would love to talk about and why you love it so much. So we are asking, what is your favorite form of exercise? Please send us a text at 10400 and we'll share what you have to say later in the show.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:53. We're going to head over to Hollywood for a look at your entertainment headlines.
The tracks are made. The songs are ready. Let's take it from the top.
We're getting our first look at the upcoming Michael Jackson movie. Michael stars a King of Pop's own nephew, Jafar Jackson, in the title role. The movie also features Miles Teller and Coleman Domingo. Michael is set to hit theaters April 24th of next year. Gremlins 3 is now in the works at Warner Brothers, with Steven Spielberg back to executive produce. Chris Columbus, who wrote the screenplay for the original 1984 film, is now attached to direct. The studio is targeting a November 2027 release date. Percy Jackson and the Olympians is taking to the high seas in a new trailer for Season 2 of the Disney Plus series. The show is based on the young adult book series, which follows modern-day children of the Greek gods. Disney is a parent company of ABC News. Journey is breaking up. The legendary rock band announcing a farewell tour expected to get underway in Pennsylvania in February. Tickets for the first leg of the tour go on sale next week. The second leg has not yet been announced. And happy birthday to Joni Mitchell. The Canadian-born singer and songwriter rose to fame during the 60s folk music scene. She has 11 Grammy Awards and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1997. Joni Mitchell turns 82 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News.
An icon for sure. Happening now in local news. For a second weekend in a row, or week in a row rather, you'll be paying more at the pumps for gas and diesel. We'll have those numbers coming up. And the New Brunswick government is promising to make the province more accessible in the coming years. Plus, Hockey Helps the Homeless. We'll have more on the tournament that supports shelters in our region. Started with a draft last night. Those details coming up next in your local news headlines. But first, it's a look at the 3-day forecast as we head closer toward the weekend. Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. We're taking a look at a cold day ahead, ending off the work weekend in Brunswick. 5 degrees is your daytime high. We have a bit of flurry activity early in the morning. We'll clear, leaving sunshine. We do have rain mixed with snow moving into the evening. On Saturday, a messy mix expected with a high of 11. 4 degrees on Sunday, looking at sunshine throughout the day, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon with showers into the evening. Nova Scotia is looking at isolated flurries and/or showers starting off the day. Will clear for much of the province, leaving sunshine. We do have Saturday a warm up, a high of 14 with periods of rain throughout the day. And then on Sunday, looking at a mix of sun and cloud with increasing cloudiness, showers into the evening, a high of 9. Prince Edward Island, cold day ahead, 4 degrees with sunshine, evening showers, a wet Saturday expected. And on Sunday, looking at a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 12.
Friday, November 7th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, the New Brunswick government is promising to make the province more accessible in the coming years. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And holiday hustle and bustle. The annual Christmas at the Forum show returns to Halifax this weekend, and we get a little sneak peek coming up this half hour on Your Morning Atlantic.
Seven o'clock on your Friday morning. Welcome back, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us this whole week. It's been quite fun.
Hey, yeah.
Kind of felt like it was flying by and then kind of stopped. It felt frozen in time, but then obviously it kept going.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It feels like we've been on repeat, right? Like this pattern of cold day, then wet, windy, rainy, but still cold, then dry and cold, and then wet, windy, rain, cold.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. And speaking of frozen in time, it's been cold.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's quite cold. This morning I went to walk the dog at like 2:30 in the morning. I was like,
oh my gosh,
it was
your
so
life,
windy.
Latavia.
Frozen.
Oh, the wind, it's the wind that'll get you.
Yeah.
It's the wind that'll get you.
Exactly.
It's the wind that'll get you.
Even the precipitation, like putting my kids in the car, folding the stroller. Our hands were icy and wet, right? So it was so cold. Today, we're dealing with a ridge of high pressure for the most part for the maritime region, seeing sunshine. Here's a live look at St. John. We are going to see sunshine for much of the province today. Currently -1 in your area, though. Temperatures are going to be the coldest it's been all week. So just keep that in mind when you are heading out. Bundle up. And we are still seeing mixed precipitation track across parts of the region from that low pressure system that moved in yesterday. Current temperatures this morning, -1 also in Fredericton, 1 degree starting off your day in Charlottetown and in Halifax, 5 in Yarmouth, 2 degrees in Sydney, -6 over in Labrador City with 2 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, as well as Gander and St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to the wind warning in effect for the northern peninsula east. We have that throughout the day today, as well as the coastal flooding warning for this morning and a coastal flooding statement for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, seeing the exact same thing. Over to our satellite and radar. Here's that system that's currently tracking across parts of Cape Breton Island, Prince Edward Island early this morning, and parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Seeing that mixed precipitation early in the morning will clear for the most part for the maritime region. But we do have another low that will be tracking across the region into the evening. As of right now, pretty strong wind for parts of the maritime region, 61 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang with 57 in North Cape. We're looking at 30 kilometers per hour early this morning in Sydney and Canso, 28 in Moncton. Wind gusts getting up to 74 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 72 in North Cape, 44 in Sydney, and 43 in Charlottetown. We'll have another look at your weekend forecast coming up, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. A 56-year-old Halifax man is facing a second-degree murder charge. Police say they arrested the suspect on Tuesday. He is charged in connection with the death of 70-year-old Brian David Johnson. He was found critically injured at a home on Richmond Street last week and was pronounced dead at the scene. Police have not released the cause of death, but say the medical examiner confirms the death was a homicide. For another week in a row, you will be paying more to fill up at pumps in the Maritimes. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas increased by 2.4 cents. The minimum price, $1.42.7. Diesel in Halifax jumped by 4.3 cents. The minimum price, $1.70.3. In Prince Edward Island, gas increased by nearly 3 cents a litre. The minimum price, now $1.47.9. Diesel jumped by nearly 7 cents. The minimum price, now $1.71.7. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 2.3 cents. The maximum price, $1.54.4 a litre. And diesel jumped by 3.5 cents. The maximum price, $1.82.5. Nova Scotia's health authority says there are 8,000 fewer residents on the provincial wait list for a family doctor this month. Nova Scotia Health says the primary care wait list has hit 69,420 people. That's down from 77,525 people who were on the registry October 1st. The health authority says the wait list dropped because people were matched to primary care and some were removed from the list because they no longer needed a family doctor or nurse practitioner. The New Brunswick government is promising to make the province more accessible in the coming years. A 5-year plan was announced yesterday focused on removing barriers and potentially establishing regulations in everything from housing to education. Data indicates about a third of New Brunswickers live with some kind of disability, the second highest rate in the country. An accessibility office has also been set up to implement the plan.
This will be the first time ever in New Brunswick that people have gathered around a table to look at a regulatory standard on communications and information that will impact things like this press conference.
The reality is we need standards, regulations, and we need enforcement and accountability to make sure that those regulations and standards are actually implemented.
New Brunswickers are also being invited to share input and experiences online, which will help shape the first actions under the new plan. And an update about a story we brought you a few weeks ago about vandalism in New Brunswick. You'll remember more than 40 monuments were found toppled over at the Elmwood Cemetery, some of them more than a century old. Management at the cemetery says most of them are now repaired and they've been overwhelmed by the outpouring public support. They also plan to beef up security. So far, police have not provided any updates on the investigation. Finally, hockey fans converged in Dartmouth for a fun and important event last night.
In the first 4 years, Hockey Helps the Homeless has provided ADSUM with $270,000 for our services. Thank you all for making that happen.
It was draft night for the annual Hockey Helps the Homeless event. The not-for-profit leverages our country's love of the sport to raise money for people with nowhere to live. Halifax jumped on board in 2018, and last night, it was draft night for the teams, with the largest fundraisers getting first picks.
There's too many people sleeping outside on a night like tonight.
when we're all so lucky enough to go home and we have a roof over our heads, being homeless has got to be one of the worst things. We're in a first world country. This should never happen. And because of charities and the generosity of the players, the volunteers, the sponsors, we're able to raise upwards. This is our 6th year doing it here in Halifax, and we're going to crest $1 million raised for charities here in Halifax.
And the actual Halifax tournament, it is scheduled for today at the RBC Centre, so we're wishing a very big good luck to the teams. There on the left, that's Don Murray. He's one of the organizers. He was on our show yesterday, as well as former NHL player Brad May, who you just heard speaking there. So we hope they have a great time. Good luck to all the teams, and I hope you reach your goal.
Super great fundraiser, and both Don and Brad were just lovely humans yesterday.
So kind.
Just great people.
Yeah, very
really
nice.
Down to earth and kind, and just wonderful.
Yeah.
I love when good things happen to good people, and they're making good things happen. I don't know if these ladies are good people or not, but they sure are good curlers. Right? It's a curling team from Calgary. Never met the ladies, but they're celebrating a rare and perfect score.
This was my first day back curling. No warm-up, no anything. I got on the ice, and the curling gods were with me.
Yeah, the odds of getting an 8-ender is 1 in 120,000. For context, the odds of getting a hole-in-one is 1 in 12,000.
Wow.
So this is even harder. So for 81-year-old Flo Volko, this wasn't even her first 8-ender. She scored one back in 1992. This one, 33 years later, came after undergoing surgery for a pacemaker.
Whoa!
What a wonderful day at the curling rink for this lovely...
Scrub, scrub, scrub.
Foursome. Yeah, hurry hard, ladies.
Wow.
Hurry hard.
Good for
An 8-ender. Great work. It could happen to them, and maybe it could happen to you.
Very cool.
Oh, that is so cool.
You want to know something? Well, this is pretty on par for me, I feel.
Yeah.
Watching curling growing up, it reminded me of cleaning. So sometimes when I started cleaning as an adult, I'd be like,
oh, yeah, I know.
That's like, Scar. I know that's not what they say, but that's what I felt at the time.
I love that.
Oh my gosh, that's sweet. That's fun.
It's great, and you can get it. You can clean. No,
It's like,
as the
no, I think that's lovely.
we have the big curling event coming. We've got the big curling event coming to Scotiabank Center on November 22nd. So that's so exciting too. We've had a giveaway all week on that. But when you clean your house this week, think of those ladies.
I will.
In their 80s.
I know,
still
right?
crushing it.
They could do it weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Latavia's going to have another look at the forecast for this Friday, and also we'll have your national news headlines.
Is that snow?
Wow.
Daryl's like, yes.
That's a lot of snow.
You'll tell us more coming up, right?
Apparently. Bit of a cloudy start to the day over in Lockport. Welcome back, Atlantic Canada. Happy Friday. Time now is 7:12. Taking a look at Lockport, it is cold though, so keep that in mind when you are heading out. Currently 2 degrees in your area. Not going to warm up much more than that. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. You can see here quite cold across the board. Keep that in mind. Layer up before heading out. We're still seeing mixed precipitation for parts of the region as well. 0 starting off your day in Fredericton, 1 in Charlottetown and Halifax, 3 degrees in Sydney, -6 over in Labrador City, and 2 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do still have a wind warning in effect for today, northern peninsula east, and we are going to see wind gusts between 70 to 100 kilometers per hour. Still have that coastal flooding warning in effect, as well as a coastal flooding statement. Keep that in mind if you are living in those communities. We also, for Labrador, seeing the same thing, coastal flooding statement and a coastal flooding warning. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. We are seeing a lot of sunshine for much of the maritime region, as you can see here, just a bit of cloud coverage, but we do still have mixed precipitation for parts of the region. That low that moved in yesterday, still tracking across a very small part of Prince Edward Island, as well as Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia. So we're looking at some flurries and or showers, but that will clear out as we head towards the late afternoon. Newfoundland and Labrador still seeing snow starting off your day and or flurries, but then into the afternoon, we will be seeing this system slowly begin to move east, but not by much. We are going to see that snowfall and those flurries, precipitation really clearing off. But we do have another low headed our way. So into our forecast for tonight, we are going to see this low pressure system move across the maritime region, bringing wet weather into the weekend. But we will be seeing temperatures warm up on Saturday. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, we're looking at only around 2 to 5 millimeters for the southern region of New Brunswick, as well as the Tri-County area of Nova Scotia. Seeing around 2 to 20 millimeters of precipitation for parts of Labrador, quite light for Newfoundland. Into our snowfall outlook, still going to see only around 1 to 5 centimeters for northern New Brunswick and Cape Breton Island. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, also seeing only 1 to 5 centimeters expected. So for our forecast today for New Brunswick, high pressure moves in. We do have some isolated flurries early in the morning that will clear out. We will be seeing sunshine throughout your day. Rain arrives into the evening. Prince Edward Island, pretty much the same thing applies, but for the most part, we're seeing lots of sunshine throughout your day, and then that precipitation moves in into the evening as well. For Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, we're looking at showers and or flurries today, and for the remainder of the day, transitions over to scattered showers. The wind will pick up, though, 70 kilometers per hour. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, highs between 6 to 8 degrees, lots of sunshine throughout your day, and then we have rain moving in into the evening as well. For Labrador City, we're looking at a high of -6 today, isolated flurries throughout your day, and then for St. John's, Newfoundland, lots of sunshine starting off your day, and then increasing cloudiness into the afternoon, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Saturday's forecast, above seasonal daytime highs return. We do have precipitation expected throughout your day, and then this system moves east into Newfoundland and Labrador, bringing isolated flurries and or snow, and looking at periods of rain for your Sunday. For the Maritime region, temperatures cool back down, and seeing lots of sunshine ending off your work week. Your weekend, actually. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your news and national and international news headlines. There you go.
Thanks, Latavia. You go take a break. I got this. All right. For the second time this week, a Conservative MP is quitting his party, this time the members from out west. Alberta's Matt Genereux has announced he's giving up his seat altogether. He represents the riding of Edmonton Riverbend and was first elected in 2015. In a post, Genereux wrote, "I want to be clear that there was no coercion involved in my decision to resign," adding that he had a great conversation with Pierre Poilievre, who wished me all the best as I do him. Genereux says his decision reflects his desire to spend more time with his family. Staying in Ottawa, Mark Carney's government has survived the first confidence test of the federal budget. MPs voted to defeat a budget sub-amendment by the Conservatives.
Yeas pour 139, 139. Nays contre 198, 198. I declare the sub-amendment defeated.
Among other things, the sub-amendment criticized the budget for exceeding the $42 billion deficit threshold promised in the previous Liberal fiscal update. NDP, Bloc Québécois, and Green MPs voted with the Liberals against the sub-amendment to keep the minority government in power. Now, this is the first of 3 confidence tests of the budget. A vote on a Bloc Québécois amendment is set for today. There are warnings new cuts in the budget could compromise a trusted tool that gives Canadians valuable insights into the country. CTV's Abigail Beeman reports.
It really worries me.
Munir Sheikh is concerned about Statistics Canada cuts in the budget. He resigned as Canada's chief statistician over the Harper government's 2010 decision to kill the long-form census and says there are already substantial data gaps which will now multiply.
Cuts at an organization like Statistics Canada is an indication that our country is getting poorer and we can't afford to do the things that are an absolute necessity.
The budget says the frequency of data collection will be reduced where the requirements can be met through statistical modeling or other modern methods. In addition, adjustments will be made to the frequency and level of detail collected for data sets which demonstrate less relevance to Canadians. CTV News asked Statistics Canada and the Finance Department a whole slew of questions. What type of data will be collected less often? What will be collected with fewer details? And who decides what has less relevance for Canadians? They didn't answer any of them. A statement from a Department of Finance official says further details will be available in due course.
Lack of information always makes me nervous.
Biostatistician Erica Moody says the work of Statistics Canada is critical from government to business to community.
Cuts to these data or data collection, the fineness of this data collection could impact things like transit lines in my neighborhood. On the other side, as a researcher, it also affects the work done by my students.
Oh, and from our archives, among those in support of Statistics Canada during the long-form census death fiasco, then Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney.
We will need to evaluate the impact of any proposed changes.
The former head of Statistics Canada warns if the Canadian economy gets worse, even further and worse cuts to data are very possible.
CTV's Abigail Beeman reporting in Ottawa. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we will take you to Christmas at the Forum. That's coming up next. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
It's sugar, spice, and everything nice. Yeah, we got axe to grind here at Christmas at the Forum. It's the most wonderful time of the year for people who love this amazing show. Chris Banks, this is your show. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. You know, it is my show, but it really belongs to the community. As you can see, we've had such great support. Even with the new system that we brought in, it's just fabulous. Now you have a little bit more room. You can see that you can walk. We're very, very happy.
Amazing. Oh, we're getting past a little treat. Look at that. Oh, a drink rimmer, okay. Oh, yummy. I think that's on my nose. This is really fun. And this is what this is all about, getting to chat with the vendors. Everybody's in a great mood. Why do you love this show?
I just love this show because it's something that it's an energy that comes out in me. It's like I really have a passion for it. I have friends and partnerships. Like all these people have been in my life for 15 years, and every time we come, it's like, hey, Chris, hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah. It's just amazing.
There's a real family atmosphere here. Okay, really quickly, for people at home who don't have their tickets yet, how does it work with the booking system?
You know, you just go to christmasattheforum.com, and you just go to applications. Now, it's different this year. You do have to apply, and you have to choose a time slot. So you go to your door, and you choose the time slot that you want. I recommend going in the bingo hall or the Civic because it's a good, smooth flow. But I want to say we are selling out quick. So if you had intentions of coming on the weekend, you best go today because Friday it's going to be probably your best chance.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, thanks, Chris. I'm going to go meet one of the vendors now. Thanks again. Have a great show.
Thanks for coming. Thank you.
So there are more than 300 vendors this year that you can check out. We're going to meet one now. It's Ashley Francis from Genetic Reds. Well, it's nice to see you again, Ashley.
It's nice to see you as well.
Now, you do run your own show, so you know what a show is all about. Why is Christmas at the Forum so special to you?
Christmas at the Forum it kicks off the holiday season. We get to come, see, and interact with so many people that sometimes we don't even see throughout the year at our other shows, and it's just a special moment Mom and I get to spend together, and there's so many amazing vendors here with so much talent under one roof.
It is. You and your mom are both super busy. I know you run the business together, and all throughout the show she's going to be helping customers, but also sewing to keep up with demand.
Absolutely, yeah. We've really grown the business over the 5 years that we've been in business together, but each Christmas at the Forum just gets busier and busier, so this year we decided let's pack the sewing machine and see what happens.
I love it. Now, if you want to see Ashley's booth, they've got something very special this year. Explain this garment for us.
Yeah, so we decided a couple of years ago that we saw the same Christmas prints happening year after year, and it just wasn't what we wanted for our brand. And so I picked up the iPad and I decided I'm going to try and draw a print and see if we can get it printed somewhere and just figure the rest out. And so that's how the Maritime print came to be. So we started last year. We have a custom Maritime print each Christmas. We launch it at the Forum, so you can't get it until you come to the Forum. And it features lovely landmarks from across Nova Scotia and the other Maritime provinces. So we have Jellybean Row, we have the Causeway for Cape Breton, and of course the Blue Nose.
I love it. You go all the way from baby to 5T, but I'd like that in my size. Could I beg you to do would you do a custom order for an adult?
Well, we have done some adult sizes before, so I won't say no, but not at the Forum.
You got to get what's on the rack and come soon too, because it gets snapped up quickly. Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was great to see you again.
I'm joined by a couple happy customers, Christmas at the Forum regulars. What's your name?
My name is Tiffany.
And this is your mom?
Debbie.
All right, Debbie, when did you start bringing Tiffany to the show?
Probably when she was big enough to come. Maybe 5, 6.
Amazing. And you haven't missed a year since?
We haven't missed a year. I actually had surgery a couple years ago for kidney stones, and the day after I made sure I was able to make it in a wheelchair. My surgeon let me come to Christmas at the Forum. We have not missed a single year.
That's a commitment we love to hear. Well, happy shopping. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
All right, so if you want to join, you have to get your tickets early. We put the Christmas at the Forum website on ours. You'll have a wonderful experience shopping with the new format. And yeah, Merry Christmas to you.
Coming up in this half hour, from the ocean to your hair, we meet the engineer behind the Nova Scotia brand blending surf style and healthy beach locks. That's in 15 minutes here on Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in, halfway through the show already. It's Friday, November 7th, if you can believe it. Woo. It is wild how quickly the year's going by. A week down out of November.
Yeah.
Wild, wild, wild. I haven't been for a swim in the ocean for several weeks now. What about you two?
No. I think, right? Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, I need a really thick wetsuit. But I gotta tell you, I love the smell of the salt water. Even going for like a walk along the ocean, drive, like anytime you leave the East Coast and you come back, whether you're just like away for a week or a few days, like you can smell the salt in the air.
It's wonderful.
Oh my God, I love it.
The feeling of being in the water.
And wait till you smell salty hair. Like if you love that smell and you're looking for a product that's really sustainable and local, listen up to this interview that you have coming.
Yes. So fun to shine a spotlight on this Nova Scotia-based business. And yeah, the products do smell just like so oceany. It's like having the ocean in your home all year round.
Right? Incredible.
Yeah, good stuff. Now, the ocean today, well, what would we see? If we looked out at the ocean today, would we see the reflection of the sun? Would we see the stippling of raindrops?
Look, there's something falling over in a deck.
We're seeing both of those things in the deck right now.
Like, look how dark the water looks, right? Based on the clouds we're seeing in the sky, or the color of the sky, really. We are going to see some sunshine in your area, but still going to see some isolated flurries early in the morning, and then we'll transition to a chance of showers into the afternoon. So still tracking some mixed precipitation across parts of Atlantic Canada, but sunshine will be returning. This ridge of high pressure will be moving in for parts of the Maritime region. But it is cold today, and it will remain so. 0 degrees for Fredericton, 1 starting off your day in Charlottetown and in Halifax, 3 degrees in Sydney, 2 into St. John's, Newfoundland. A wind warning now in effect for parts of Newfoundland, seeing wind gusts between 70 to 100 kilometers per hour. We do have that coastal flooding warning and coastal flooding statement in effect. And same thing goes for the coastline of Labrador. Over to our satellite and radar. So you can see here a bit of sunshine for parts of the region. Also seeing that low we met yesterday. It's still continuing to track across parts of the Maritime region early this morning and into Newfoundland and Labrador, making its way east. In terms of the wind today, we'll be picking up yet again for parts of Atlantic Canada, quite strong as of right now. 65 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang, 56 in North Cape with 30 into Bathurst. Wind gusts getting up to 81 right now in Grand Etang, 69 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 56 in Sydney, 37 in Greenwood and Charlottetown. We'll have a look at your weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 7:33. For another week in a row, you will be paying more to fill up at pumps in the region. Beginning with Nova Scotia, in the Halifax area, gas increased by 2.4 cents. The minimum price, $1.42.7. Diesel in Halifax jumped by 4.3 cents. The minimum price, $1.70.3. In Prince Edward Island, gas increased by nearly 3 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.47.9. And diesel jumped by nearly 7 cents a litre on the island. The minimum price now $1.71.7. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 2.3 cents. The maximum price $1.54.4 a litre. And diesel jumped by 3.5 cents. The maximum price $1.82.5. One of the few remaining tent encampments in Halifax is being shut down. 3 designated homeless encampments remain, but this one off of Quinpool Road is the latest to be shut down, with eviction notices giving people 1 month to leave. The province has told the municipality there is indoor shelter spaces available for those who need it. For people living nearby, thefts and disturbances have been reported, but crime took to another level 2.5 weeks ago when a life-threatening shooting happened.
People have family and kids, and there's arguments like in the park sometimes.
Closing encampments is a marker that homelessness is being dealt with effectively. It's not how we end homelessness.
Meantime, the Affordable Housing Association says proper housing is the solution. New Brunswick Premier Susan Holt has unveiled a new piece of equipment as part of a $30 million announcement for the George Dumont Hospital. The funding will go towards building a new endoscopy suite. Holt says the expansion will reduce wait times and improve access to specialized care. Health Minister John Dornan believes the new infrastructure will also help retain healthcare professionals in the province.
We can treat more patients, shorten that wait list, detect earlier, and reduce hospitalizations. So we'll be able to serve more cancer patients.
When people look at here and know that we're committed to this level of instrumentation support, other staff with a fair negotiated salary, and people will come and they will stay.
The construction will transform the hospital's old surgical block, which will also expand the number of procedure rooms from 7 to 12. The new unit is expected to open in 2029. Nova Scotia's health authority says there are 8,000 fewer residents on the provincial wait list for a family doctor this month. Nova Scotia Health says the primary care wait list was around 69,420 people. That is down from 77,525 who were on the registry earlier in October. The health authority says the wait list dropped because people were matched to primary care and some were removed from the list because they no longer needed a family doctor or nurse practitioner. Majorville's Big Potato Man is not himself these days. Just a few years ago, the iconic landmark underwent a complete makeover, costing thousands of dollars, but early Wednesday morning, surveillance cameras captured vandals targeting the site with spray paint.
It's not fun. You know, we just spent almost $30,000, what was it, 4 years ago, restoring him, and here we are looking at probably another significant build.
The incident has been reported to police. Daniel Boudreau is hopeful the culprits will be found and held responsible. Finally, a Halifax University student is hitting the books in more ways than one. Just a few months ago, 21-year-old Hannah Crossley, she was struggling as a university student. She couldn't find a job and was looking for ways to tackle her rent and growing tuition bills. Then she looked around. In August, the fourth-year Dalhousie student decided to start selling books from her extensive collection on social media. And to her shock, orders flooded in.
Immediately, people were like, we'll buy books. What do you have? And it was really good. I made like quite a lot of money and was able to pay my tuition and then also pay for my books and any other university expenses.
So she started with 500 of her own books and now has nearly 4,000. Eventually, she gave her business a name, calling it the Book Attic. And her bookstore is completely online, run inside her small Halifax apartment, all by her, and she does all the pickups and deliveries. A success story, right?
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure. A related story, Amanda's garage is now filled with books, and her bank account is a lot less. So.
Oh, yeah.
My husband could be watching.
It was Amanda buying all those books,
That's
actually.
what I'm thinking.
I was the one on Facebook Marketplace saying, well, how much do you want?
And her new best friend, his name's Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah, yeah. I just started reading Sarah J. Maas. What else do you have?
That's a great idea. And the smell of books, so love it all.
I love the smell of books. Yeah.
Me too. Okay, this is totally different, but really neat. If you can't bring the big cat to the CT scan machine, you bring the machine to the cat. You probably haven't seen this before. Look at this. For the first time in its history, the Big Cat Sanctuary in the UK issued a portable CT scan to check on its animals. Just like people, cats get aches and pains as they grow older, so the scan helps make sure everything's okay. When the results come in, the sanctuary will decide on appropriate treatment. What is this, Amanda? This is for you. What is this?
A cat scan.
A cat scan.
A big cat scan.
Yeah, I couldn't fit in that crate, that's for sure.
Yeah,
no, I'm glad it had a little bit of medication.
No, he's so easy.
Well, you would have to.
Oh, for sure. They're gonna make sure he's nice and sleepy before they start poking around on that kitty.
Don't want to be there anymore.
But neat, they're very much like us in the way that they need to have scans and things as they get older.
Yeah.
I'd be so tempted just to pet them.
What they probably do. Not for the TV cameras.
No. Yeah. All right. We want to remind you about this morning's Move Morning Chat, and we want to hear from you. We are asking if you can send us a text at 10400. What is your favorite form of exercise? We want to know what it is, why you love it, why you keep going back to it, and it's part of your routine. It's a fun conversation. We're already getting a lot of nice messages. People really saying that they love hiking and walking. It always makes you feel good. So we want to know, is it pickleball? Like Peter, that's what he was saying. So we'll share those answers later in the show.
Is it running into the ocean? Ooh.
Yeah, and going for a surf maybe. Coming up next, Salty Hair. We're going to meet the person behind a Nova Scotia-made surf-inspired hair care brand. That's coming up.
Happy Friday. The time now is 7:43. We're taking a live look at Port de Grave. A beautiful sunny start to your day, although cold. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. 2 degrees right now. Wind picking up out of the west. 40 gusting to 60 this morning, and we'll get up to 80 a little bit later. We're taking a look at our current temperatures, and you can see here across the board quite a cold start to the day. As of right now, 0 heading outdoors in Fredericton, 1 in Charlottetown and in Halifax, 3 degrees in Sydney, 0 over in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and 2 degrees starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning now in effect for the northern peninsula east. Expecting wind gusts between 70 to 100 kilometers per hour. We do have that coastal flooding warning in effect for this morning. Still going to expect large waves, pounding surf, storm surge that will produce high water levels along the coast, as well as that coastal flooding statement. Pretty much the same information expected. Parts of Labrador along the coast expecting a coastal flooding statement and a coastal flooding warning. Over to our forecast timeline, we are seeing a ridge of high pressure move in, meaning we will see lots of sunshine for much of the maritime region, but that low pressure system that moved in yesterday still tracking across parts of Cape Breton Island as well as parts of Prince Edward Island, so still seeing mixed precipitation expected today. That will clear out as we head towards the late afternoon, seeing this system continue to move in for Newfoundland and Labrador, meaning still going to see mixed precipitation over there. And then into the evening and overnight hours, we have another low pressure system making its way over, bringing a messy mix into our forecast for Saturday. Temperatures will warm back up though for Saturday, so above seasonal daytime highs headed our way yet again. If you're wondering about precipitation totals, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Same thing goes for Newfoundland and Labrador. Pretty light amounts expected, but we are going to see precipitation totals around 2 to 20 for parts of Newfoundland, or Labrador rather. Over to our snowfall outlook, only 1 to 5 centimeters expected for the northern region of New Brunswick and parts of Cape Breton Island. And then we're seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters for both Labrador and Newfoundland. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. Sunshine, but also seeing some isolated flurries to the northern region. We are expecting rain to move in across the province into the evening, and daytime highs will range from 2 to 6 degrees. For Prince Edward Island, looking at a high of 4 today, lots of sunshine throughout your day. We do have precipitation moving back into the evening, wind gusts of up to 60. And then for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, strong winds today out of the northwest, 40 gusting to 70. Scattered showers and or flurries expected throughout your day. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, looking highs between 6 to 8 degrees, lots of sunshine. We do have rain moving back into the evening. And then for Labrador City, a high of -6 degrees today. Some isolated flurries expected throughout your day. 6 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at a mix of sun and cloud, and then transitions over to mainly cloudy skies into the late afternoon. For forecast on Saturday, this is that low pressure system we're expecting into tonight, into early Saturday morning, bringing that wet weather our way. It will move east as we head towards late Saturday into early Sunday, seeing mixed precipitation for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Sunny skies return for the maritime region, and temperatures start to cool down yet again. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Crystal.
Thanks, Latavia. It's 7:46. Now, if you'd love to have beautiful beach hair all year long, then you're in luck. A Made in the Maritimes product called Salty Hair offers sprays, shampoos, and more using ocean water and the ingenuity of local engineers. Joining us this morning is the founder of Salty Hair, Mike Petrosoniak, and lead stylist Terry Fader. Good morning to you both.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It's our pleasure. So, Mike, let us know, how did Salty Hair begin?
Yeah, so basically Salty Hair it all started when I was in my mid-20s. I was teaching sailing with a few friends in and out of the ocean every day. And I really loved that feeling of my hair after getting out of the ocean. Sometimes I'd go, many days or weeks without shampooing it just to hold on to that. And years later, as a chemical engineer, I decided to revisit that and try to replicate that feeling by coming up with a product that could do that. At the time, I found out that there was other products other salt sprays on the market that were designed to do that. So I bought them, tried them out, and they left my hair feeling a little dry and crunchy. So I looked at the ingredient list. Several of them had alcohols in it, and so I decided to design it really sort of from the basics. I use real ocean water in it, filter it, concentrate it, and add several plant-based ingredients that add kind of thickness and moisture back to your hair.
Amazing.
And yeah, so here we have our salt sprays. It started with that. We have both an unscented version, and then we have a coconut scented version as well.
You can smell the coconut. It's wonderful. And then this is a shampoo bar, which is great because it's great for travel, but also there's no bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So the whole brand is kind of really has sustainability built into it. For all our ingredients, we really look to a third-party site called Environmental Working Group, where we really look to stay in sort of the low rating, the like low irritation, all of that sort of stuff. And then from a packaging perspective, we really try to keep it low plastic. So I wanted to make a shampoo bar that could be packaged just in cardboard. I also wanted it to be something that I used to hate shampooing my hair because it would kind of strip the natural oils from my hair. So I wanted it to be like a bar that would give you a really nice light cleanse, but with leaving that texture still in there. So.
Perfect. Well, Terry, you're a master stylist.
Yes.
You've got a couple models.
We have some beautiful models here.
Terry, show us what you can do with salty hair.
That's right. Well, I think the biggest thing is that it is so simple because you just spray it in and scrunch and get the texture. Come on, right now.
You can see.
That's right, exactly. And they already have salty hair in their hair right now. And I think the most beautiful thing is that it just dries naturally, just like water. Yeah. So it doesn't have any alcohol in it, so it's not going to dry out the hair.
It's great. Like, seriously, it's great. I mean, you've done a great job styling them, but it looks so natural and
like they just came out of the ocean.
Absolutely. I know my son has hair almost exactly like you, and this would look so good. Yes. So how do you use? You just spray it in?
You just spray it in, and you can also use it on like hair that is naturally curly as a refresher, but you just spray it in, scrunch it, and just let it dry naturally.
It's wonderful.
It's super simple.
Yeah. Can I see it for a second? Just want to see what it feels like. Yeah. So, Mike, where can we find this wonderful stuff?
Yes, you can go check out our website, saltyhair.ca. Click on the shop tab. You can buy it either online or in one of our many retailers, and get added to our emailing list. We have a lot of fun events and pop-ups coming up before the holiday season. So yeah, go check us out at our website, saltyhair.ca.
What a perfect stocking stuffer. Even just spraying it into the air, you can...
Sometimes I do that just when I need some ocean
Exactly.
time.
I was going to say, I want this for a room spray in the deep winter just to bring that ocean feeling back. We're all in the ocean, everybody.
That's right.
Great job, Mike. And Terry, wonderful.
Yeah,
thank you so much for coming in. And you two look fantastic.
Look at
Chef's
them.
kiss. We put details about salty hair on our website so you can find out for yourself. Right now, we'll turn our attention over to Amanda with health and medical news.
Natural curl refresher, you don't say. Thank you so much, Crystal. Health and medical news now. A shortage of prescription painkillers in this country is expected to continue into the new year. It is one of the topics in Your Health. A shortage of prescription painkillers caused by manufacturing disruptions is expected to continue into the new year. Originally, the shortage of drugs containing acetaminophen with oxycodone, including Percocet, was supposed to last until the fall. However, the Canadian Pharmacists Association says medications with codeine, such as Tylenol 3, are back in stock, but supply remains limited for Tylenol 2 and 4. The association says other pain medications are being prescribed as alternatives. Taking melatonin for long periods of time could be a sign of underlying heart problems. A study of more than 130,000 adults found that those who took the sleep aid for more than a year were nearly twice as likely to develop heart failure. Researchers said there's no evidence that melatonin itself causes heart problems. However, a need to take them could be a signal that the body is experiencing cardiac issues. Experts agree that more research is needed into the supplement's possible side effects. Finally, this woman from Quebec went from being paralyzed to running marathons, and she says it's all due to the kindness of blood donors.
It's so important to give blood because it saves lives.
2 years ago, Anik was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune condition that left her unable to move from the head down. As part of her recovery, she underwent 40 plasma transfusions. 2 months after her diagnosis, Anik was able to go home. 2 years later, she's training for an Ironman race in Mexico. In between races, Anik is a regular blood donor as her way of giving back.
And now we'd like to introduce you to Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 50th anniversary for Thomas and Naomi Campbell of Sydney.
Oh my gosh, great photo. 50 years ago, taken today. Congrats, you two.
Happy anniversary.
It's a 65th anniversary for Les and Alice May Boyles of Amherst. Oh wow, what a great shot. 66
Beautiful.
years ago. Wonderful, wonderful
Still
photo.
in love.
Yes.
All right, it's a 68th anniversary for Cyril and Joyce Acker of New Germany, Nova Scotia.
That fantastic studio shot.
Wow.
Congrats on 68 years. And now for the Maritimers who are marking milestones tomorrow. It is a 50th anniversary for Chuck and Jeanette Perry of Upper Golden Grove, New Brunswick. Great photo, great flowers, great veil.
Absolutely. All right, and it's a 50th anniversary for Byron and Carol Feener of Halifax.
Oh, and then and now. Oh, wonderful stuff. Congrats to the Feeners. And it's the 50th anniversary for Stephen and Janice Allen. Look at those two.
Beautiful,
all
so
smiles,
young
so young and in love, and oh, looking so good.
Wow, and it's also a 50th anniversary for Judith and Gary Wheaton of Central Blissville, New Brunswick.
Putting the bliss in Blissville, married bliss. Judith and Gary, wonderful photo. And it's the 50th anniversary for Rick and Karen Newton of Coldstream, Nova Scotia.
Wow.
Oh, look at Karen. Oh my gosh, such a lovely shot.
Beautiful
The two, a candid for their wedding day.
Absolutely. Happy anniversary. It's also a 50th anniversary for Daryl and Fern Oliver of Fredericton.
And then and now, and folks are still talking about that cake. What a beauty. To see your milestone again or find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder that milestones must be received at least 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
Well, for those who have been watching CTV for years, you'll recognize Bernard. He stole our hearts when we first met him in 2019, and he continues to impress us ever since then.
CTV's Emma Convey caught up with Van at St. Mary's University, where he started his next chapter of breaking down barriers.
To go to Ottawa and talk about, the importance of accessibility, inclusivity, and diversity is something that I'm truly passionate about.
Van Bernard has dedicated his life to making a difference. The now first-year sports business major at St. Mary's University has been an advocate for those living with disabilities since he was a kid.
I've always wanted to be an endorsement agent for para-athletes to make sure that they get much more recognition.
He's one of 10 students to receive the Sobeys National Innovator Scholarship, awarded to a student with an average above 90% who's demonstrated leadership within the community, something he's done for years. As the valedictorian for his high school and most recently a recipient of the Terry Fox Humanitarian Award.
The people who have won have gone on to do fantastic things, and to be in the same topic as Terry Fox as a Canadian is truly an honor.
Those who work with Van at St. Mary's University say the real honor is having him on their team. 15% of students here are registered with the Fred Smithers Center for Student Accessibility.
Sometimes it takes having somebody like Van in the classroom to really be able to kind of push that needle and make those conversations happen. And we're really lucky that Van is really open and happy to kind of lead the charge.
Nova Scotia has the highest percentage of people with disabilities, and doing things like advocating, putting messages out there, and educating the public is so important.
When it comes to opening doors in the world of sports, Van is already on track.
Van's influence and his perspective and his energy really inspires both his peers, faculty, and staff at the university in terms of what the sports business program can be and how sports can be for everyone.
Which is the message he continues to present and practice. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Friday, November 7th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, encampment evicted. The city of Halifax shuts down another designated campsite for those experiencing homelessness. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And tagging sharks in our waters. We'll speak with Dr. Neil Hammerschlag about the technique used in Canadian waters to tag free-swimming great white sharks. That's a little later in this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Atlantic Canada. It's in those waters that we have some sharks, so we don't see them very often, if at all. Yeah, from a distance. It's almost, we know they're there, but it's just you don't see it. So it's so cool that we're going to get more details on this research that's happening.
This non-invasive research.
Non-invasive.
We can track that shark's movements. I'm so excited that it's actually, Neil Hammerschlag is the person who got it going, and he's in here today.
Yeah.
Just walked in the studio, said hi. So we're going to have a big conversation with him about this exciting research and how we could follow along with the shark's movements too.
Absolutely, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the sharks, they're probably a little bit deeper in the water. They don't notice the temperature changes as much as we do here on land.
Yeah, I think I'm not a zoologist. I don't know.
None of us
I was going to say, I think they start to travel, though, away to get to warmer waters, right? Like, I think they travel to, Florida or something.
We'll ask
But
Neil.
our waters are getting warmer, so they're coming over here anyway.
Yeah, water. All I can say is water temperature, I know, impacts their behavior.
It does.
For sure.
Wow.
But, I mean, we're concentrating on the water that's coming from the top.
Indeed.
Yes, we are.
A different part of the water cycle. Yeah.
Exactly. Still cold. Just like the ocean.
Yes.
Not as cold. But we are going to see mixed precipitation still tracking across parts of the region. But for the most part, we are seeing sunshine. A ridge of high pressure moves in. We are seeing that sunshine early this morning, although quite cold. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. Here's a live look at Burnt Coat Head. You can see that sunshine early this morning as the sun begins to rise. We are going to see that sunshine for many areas across the Maritimes, but make sure to layer up before heading out. 0 starting off your day in Fredericton, -1 over in Moncton, 1 degree in Charlottetown and Halifax, 4 in Yarmouth, 3 degrees in Sydney, with 2 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Still seeing that wind warning this morning in effect for parts of Newfoundland, as well as that coastal flooding warning and coastal flooding statement. Same thing goes for parts of Labrador. Into our satellite and radar, you can see here, currently seeing lots of sunshine for much of the Maritime region. Still seeing some mixed precipitation for parts of the Maritimes, as into also Newfoundland and Labrador. Going to see a chance of flurries and or showers throughout your day. Over to the current wind is still quite strong for parts of Atlantic Canada. As of right now, 65 kilometers per hour in Grand Detang, 56 into North Cape with 26 in Yarmouth, 31 in Canso, 30 in Sydney. Wind gusts getting up to 81 kilometers per hour in Grand Detang, 69 in North Cape, 56 in Sydney, and 43 in Bathurst. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll have more on your weather coming up, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 8:04. A 56-year-old Halifax man is facing a second-degree murder charge. Police say they arrested the suspect on Tuesday. He is charged in connection with the death of 70-year-old Brian David Johnson. He was found critically injured at a home on Richmond Street last week and was pronounced dead at the scene. Police have not released the cause of death, but say the medical examiner confirms the death was a homicide. One of the few remaining tent encampments in Halifax will be shut down in a month. 3 designated homeless encampments remain, but this one off of Quinpool Road is the latest to be shut down, with eviction notices giving people 1 month to leave. The province has told the municipality there is indoor shelter space available. For people living nearby, thefts and disturbances have been reported, but crime took to another level 2.5 weeks ago when a life-threatening shooting happened.
People have family and kids, and there's arguments like in the park sometimes.
Closing encampments is a marker that homelessness is being dealt with effectively. It's not how we end homelessness.
Meantime, the Affordable Housing Association says proper housing is the solution. For another week in a row, you will be paying more to fill up at pumps around the region. Beginning with prices in Nova Scotia, gas increased by 2.4 cents, the minimum price $1.42.7. Diesel in Halifax jumped by 4.3 cents, the minimum price $1.70.3. In Prince Edward Island, gas increased by nearly 3 cents a litre, the minimum price now $1.47.9. Diesel jumped by nearly 7 cents a litre, the minimum price $1.71.7. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 2.3 cents, the maximum price $1.54.4, and diesel jumped by 3.5 cents, the maximum price $1.82.5. The New Brunswick government is promising to make the province more accessible in the coming years. A 5-year plan was announced yesterday, focusing on removing barriers and potentially establishing regulations in everything from housing to education. Data indicates about a third of New Brunswickers live with some kind of disability. That is the second highest rate in the country. An accessibility office has also been set up to implement the plan.
This will be the first time ever in New Brunswick that people have gathered around a table to look at a regulatory standard on communications and information that will impact things like this press conference.
The reality is we need standards, regulations, and we need enforcement and accountability to make sure that those regulations and standards are actually implemented.
New Brunswickers are also being invited to share input and experiences online, which will help shape the first actions under the new plan. And an update about a story we brought you a few weeks ago about a vandalism spree in Moncton's largest cemetery. More than 40 monuments were found toppled over at Elmwood Cemetery, some of them more than a century old. Management at the cemetery says most of them are now repaired, and they've been overwhelmed by the outpouring public support. They also plan to beef up security. So far, police have not provided any updates on the investigation. Nova Scotia's Health Authority says there are 8,000 fewer residents on the provincial wait list for a family doctor this month. Nova Scotia Health says the primary care wait list has hit 69,420 people. That is down from 77,525 who were on the registry October 1st. The Health Authority says the wait list dropped because people were matched to primary care and some were removed from the list because they no longer needed a family doctor or nurse practitioner. Finally, it's time to see some cute animals. The owners of an Ontario hobby farm have seen their herd double in a single day after one of their cows gave birth to quadruplet calves. And wait till you hear the names, because I'm not sure what's cuter, the calves themselves or the names. Eenie, Meenie, Miney, Mo. Perfect. The 4 calves were born in Kingsville, Ontario. They're all doing well, each weighing between 20 and 30 pounds. Woo. Guess what? The odds of 4 healthy quadruplets is about 1 in 11 million.
It's so awesome. And I'm so excited. I dug into this a little bit. It's actually in Ruthven, Ontario.
Yes.
Which, literally, I could have ridden my bike over to this farm and visited these cows when I was a kid. Yeah, right by my old farm when I was a kid.
The strawberry farm?
Right by the strawberry farm, yeah.
Sounds so peaceful.
It was good times. All you can eat strawberries.
Oh, I would do that. Yeah, I'd like picking them fresh.
Good times, good times. All right, well, I don't know if you could call this the first real snowfall of the year in the Halifax area, but flakes did fall briefly yesterday. Want to see Nika enjoying the little snowflakes as they fell. Look at her. Yum, yum. And then she decided, oh, well, that looks good. She'll just start to kind of drink the water up off the deck, too. So there we go. This is sent to us by Marianne LeBlanc of Upper Sackville, Nova Scotia. Thanks, Marianne. I know many people in our region had snow that actually stuck. And we saw images from Newfoundland where they have lots of snow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And a shout out to a few of our viewers have texted us some photos too.
Oh, good. Okay, we'll get those on when we can.
We'll get them on when we can. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm trying to get them on for the show, but it might have to wait for the next day.
Might be Monday.
Yeah.
We actually were grateful to have some content for Monday.
Yeah, thank you so much for sending those over to us.
Yeah. So, and we're going to share your answers a little bit later in the show, too, about your favorite form of exercise. So thanks to everyone who has taken the moment to send us a text at 10400. Still ahead this half hour, we're going to speak with the president of Atlantic Shark Expeditions. But first, Latavia's latest look at the Friday forecast. Good morning to you, Fredericton, New Brunswick's capital, looking very bright this morning, but it is cooler. Latavia has those details coming up.
Happy Happy Friday. The time now is 8:12. We're taking a live look at a cloudy start to the day over in Peggy's Cove. Still seeing some sunshine early this morning, though, but it is cold. 2 degrees heading outdoors. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. Right across the region, it is quite cold start to the day. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. You can see here, -7 degrees starting off your day in Labrador City, 0 over in Happy Valley Goose Bay with 2 degrees in Gander and St. John's, Newfoundland, -1 in Fredericton, 1 currently in Charlottetown and Halifax, and 4 degrees in Sydney. A wind warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland today. We're looking at wind gusts between 70 to 100 kilometers per hour. We do still have that coastal flooding warning in effect, looking at some large waves, pounding surf, storm surge that could produce high water levels as well along the coast with that coastal flooding statement in effect. Same thing goes for parts of Labrador along the coast. Over to our forecast timeline. We are taking a look at the sunshine. We have this high pressure moving in, bringing us sunny skies for the most part, but we are going to see it still remain quite cold. This is going to be the coldest day of the work week. We do have mixed precipitation still tracking across parts of Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia. And we do have that looking at some flurries and or snow for parts of Labrador and for parts of Newfoundland. We will be seeing the system continue to move out slowly, making its way over to Newfoundland and Labrador. But we do have another system moving in. It's going to bring mixed precipitation our way into our weekend forecast. Although we will be seeing temperatures warm up, so we won't be seeing much accumulation from this system. But if you are wondering about the precipitation totals, we're looking at around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, and seeing around 2 to 20 for parts of Labrador. And then into the snowfall outlook, we're looking at around 1 to 5 centimeters for the northern region of New Brunswick and parts of Cape Breton Island. Also going to see 1 to 5 centimeters accumulate for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Sunshine starting off your day for the most part for New Brunswick. We do still have some isolated flurries early in the morning. Then we're going to see rain move in into the evening. Wind on the lighter side today, west 20 kilometers per hour. For Prince Edward Island, we're looking at highs between 4 to 5 degrees, looking at lots of sunshine throughout your day. We do have showers that will move in this evening. Wind picking up with gusts of up to 60. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, we do have a bit of mixed precipitation starting off your day. And then that transitions over to just a chance of scattered showers. Wind gusts picking up to 70 kilometers per hour expected. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, lots of sunshine. We do have precipitation that will track into the evening. For Labrador today, looking at a high of -5. We are going to see isolated flurries throughout your day. Sunshine starting off your day in St. John's, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon, being left with mainly cloudy skies, a high of 6. Saturday's forecast, as I mentioned, above seasonal daytime highs returning. We do have this low pressure system moving across the maritime region. Will make its way over to Newfoundland and Labrador. Still seeing that mixed precipitation. Sunshine returns in our forecast for all 3 maritime provinces on Sunday. Temperatures start to cool back down. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. For the second time this week, a Conservative MP is quitting his party. Alberta's Matt Genereux has announced he's giving up his seat altogether. He represents the riding of Edmonton Riverbend and was first elected in 2015. In a post, Genereux wrote, "I want to be clear that there was no coercion involved in my decision to resign," adding that he had a great conversation with Pierre Poilievre, who wished me all the best as I do him. Genereux says his decision reflects his desire to spend more time with his family. Staying in Ottawa, Mark Carney's government has survived the first confidence test of the federal budget. MPs voted to defeat a budget sub-amendment by the Conservatives.
Yeas pour 139, 139. Nays contre 198, 198.
I declare the sub-amendment defeated.
Among other things, the sub-amendment criticized the budget for exceeding the $42 billion deficit threshold promised in the previous Liberal fiscal update. NDP, Bloc Québécois, and Green MPs voted with the Liberals against the sub-amendment to keep the minority government in power. This is the first of 3 confidence tests of the budget. A vote on a Bloc Québécois amendment is set for later today. Prince Harry is in Toronto visiting veterans ahead of Remembrance Day. And during his stop, the Prince admitted he made a bad fashion play at the World Series. Here's what he told CTV's John Benavali-Rao.
The Prince's visit took him to Toronto's Sunnybrook Veterans Centre, the biggest care facility of its kind in the country.
How old are you now? I'm almost 102.
Here, Prince Harry met with some of the nation's oldest veterans who served in either the Second World War or the Korean War, and the Prince seeming to really enjoy himself.
For me,
it's the banter. It's the banter, it's the humor, it's the community that they are given here.
Here, veterans are taking part in creative art therapies, where both art and music are used to help vets with their physical and mental health. Brenda Reed, who's 101, thrilled to meet the Prince.
He certainly has lots of charm. You just talk to him. I practically called him Harry.
Prince Harry's, of course, a veteran himself. He did 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan with the British Armed Forces, saying he's just one of a long list of family members to visit veterans here.
My aunt's been here, grandmother's been here, my great-grandmother's been here. So it's a real privilege for me to be able to be here.
The Prince helping to paint poppies on a military helmet, one of several being auctioned off by the military charity True Patriot Love.
I just wanted to give you the offer.
And towards the end of the visit, a moment of levity, the Prince was presented with a Blue Jays hat. He was widely criticized across the country after being spotted at Dodgers Stadium sporting a Dodgers hat during the World Series.
I would like to apologize to Canada for wearing it. Secondly, I was under duress. There wasn't much choice. I was invited to the LA Dodgers box, or the dugout, by the owner himself, so I was doing what I thought was the polite thing to do. But I'm going to wear this from now on to make sure I don't make any more of those mistakes.
As for the veterans,
it was really special.
They seemed pleased to meet the Prince. And for the veterans, the Prince's visit was another reminder that their service is not forgotten. John Vanavelli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Thank you, John. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we're talking sharks. That's right after this.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
It's 8:22. Now, the Shark Research Foundation has successfully tagged the first ever free-swimming great white shark in Canadian waters with a fin-mounted satellite transmitter. To learn why this is important to scientists and their research in our region, we welcome Dr. Neil Hammerslag, the Executive Director of the Shark Research Foundation and President of Atlantic Shark Expeditions. Good morning, Neil. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, of course.
We love having you in, but this is particularly exciting because this is a big achievement for science. This is really exciting. Explain what exactly has happened with the tagging of free-swimming sharks.
Yeah, so traditionally, to put a fin-mounted satellite tag, I've had to, and others have had to capture the shark, secure it alongside the boat or even in the boat, and bolt the tag to the fin. And that provides really great data, and you can take measurements. But obviously, if you're hooking and capturing and subduing a big shark, that can be stressful on that animal. So, what I've been trying to do is how do we advance that field and do it in a way that's going to be less invasive so we can kind of study their natural behaviors.
Well, we have this video that you shared with us, and this is exactly showing. So you attracted the shark to the boat.
Yeah, and then I use a special, veterinary air-powered rifle that shoots an arrow that holds the tag on it and attaches to the fin of the shark. So never have to capture the shark, and it was just an incredible opportunity to get a tag on that shark and see it transmit without completely disturbing it at all.
Yeah, I have to ask, it did enter the shark's fin. How much would the shark feel that?
It wouldn't, actually, because their fins don't have any nerves in them. So the shark actually didn't show any change in their behavior whatsoever. It didn't even flinch.
Amazing.
So we got to see it, right away. Its actual natural behavior.
That's really wonderful, very exciting. So now that tag is on that fin, what can we learn?
So what we're trying to do is identify critical habitats in kind of the short term since the tagging. We're trying to really know, in the place that we're seeing them, are they spending a lot of time there? Are there any areas that are more important to them? And what potential risks to them are there, and how do we reduce those risks?
Okay, what have you learned so far?
Well, I was working at some outer islands off the southwest tip of Nova Scotia, offshore of Pubnico and Yarmouth. And what we're learning is those are some really important sites for the sharks. Not exactly sure what they're using it for. We have some ideas that we're going to be testing. But certainly these islands appear to us to be critical habitats for these sharks.
Interesting. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, there are a lot more sharks in our waters. Is that true, that there are more sharks, or are we just more aware of them now?
It's both. Okay. So there are more sharks in the waters. It's not that the population necessarily has increased. It's that the sharks are coming here more, are frequently these waters more, possibly due to the warmer waters from climate change.
Okay, that's interesting. And then are there sharks in our waters now, or do they leave in the wintertime?
So they start leaving as it gets colder. Yeah, they kind of snowbird down to Florida and to the Gulf there.
Okay, they're no fools. They know,
they know what's up.
All right, and so this year you had the Atlantic Shark Expeditions. I know they were a huge success. Is that something you'll continue next summer?
Yeah, hopefully. It was just an unbelievable summer and fall. We had so many sharks, brought so many people out, and got some amazing research done.
Yeah, it's wonderful. We sent our own Brianne Foley on an expedition, and she had a wonderful experience. All right, well, thank you so much for coming in, and best of luck for the future as well.
Thank you so much.
We have put a link to how you can track that shark's movement on our website as well. And now we'll turn our attention over to Latavia.
Thanks, Crystal. We're taking a look at the 3-day forecast as we inch towards the weekend. Ending off the work week with some isolated flurries for the northern region. We'll see sunshine for much of the province, though. A high of 5 degrees today, so quite cold. And we do have rain mixed with snow into the evening. On Saturday, mixed precipitation with a high of 11. And on Sunday, cooling back down 4 degrees with sunshine, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon and evening showers. For Nova Scotia, it's going to be a cool day ahead, a high of 6 degrees, lots of sunshine, though. We do have some scattered showers and or flurries for parts of Cape Breton early in the morning, seeing precipitation move back into the evening. Saturday, a wet day ahead with a high of 14, 9 degrees on Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud, increasing cloudiness into the afternoon, evening showers. Prince Edward Island seeing sunshine as well today with a high of 4, evening showers. Wet weather continues on Saturday with a high of 12, and sunshine returns to end off the weekend on Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, come all to the fiercest show on earth.
Oh my gosh, it's got to be a drag race. Yes, it is. From Hollywood to Hollywood, our friend and colleague Katie Kelly joins us with the latest in entertainment news from our region and beyond. Don't sashay away. Stay with us. Coming up in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Get ready, Crystal. Good morning, Atlantic Canada. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday, ending off the work week. It's 8:30 right now, and we still have so much coming up on the show. I can't wait to see what Katie has to say.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So much going on in our region. It's so busy. And I was just talking to Neil Hemmerschlag there, and they saw at one point 142 sharks, great whites in 30 days. And on the Shark Sex
wow.
Which he was also saying they are happening next summer, and you can get, the great holiday gift would be giving that gift to go see the sharks.
Wow.
I would love that.
While you drive there, you can play some John Williams music, right?
Yeah, for sure. I would love it, and we go down a little cage and get to see the animals up close.
It's funny because like I love horror movies. I can watch any horror movie out there for the most part. But I'm a big scaredy cat in real life. If a fish was to swim by me, I'm like, woo!
It's true.
I'm constantly freaking out. It's pretty hilarious.
It is hilarious. Yeah. You train yourself with the horror movies, and then real life is just too scary.
Real life, I can't handle any kind of spook.
That's being startled, though. That's a whole different thing.
Oh, being startled is, this is the time of year, and you play this game too, Crystal, I know, where you're driving, you're out walking, and a gust of wind goes by, and you play, is that a dry leaf? Or is it a mouse?
For sure, absolutely. It could be, it's 50-50 chance it could go either way.
Either way, I'm jumping.
Wind-wise, it was quite windy yesterday. It's wind continuing in our region today.
Yeah, this is the kind of season where I'm like this.
Yeah.
Turtle.
Yeah, it's true.
Going sideways.
It's just so cold. So it is going to be a beautiful sunny day for parts of the Maritime region, but cold. Keep that in mind when heading out. And like Crystal mentioned, we are still seeing those strong winds and wind gusts for much of the region yet again today. As of right now, only 1 degree starting off your day. This was like yesterday morning, and we are going to see those breezy winds start to pick up a little bit later this afternoon. As of right now, it's -1 in Fredericton as well as into Moncton and St. John, New Brunswick, 1 degree in Charlottetown, downtown with 4 in Sydney, 2 degrees into St. John's, Newfoundland. A wind warning in effect for the northern peninsula east, seeing wind gusts between 70 to 100 kilometers per hour. Still seeing those coastal flood warnings and coastal flood statements in effect for parts of Newfoundland and into Labrador. Now we'll take a look at our satellite and radar. We are under a ridge of high pressure moving in across the maritime region, so we are seeing lots of sunshine. We do have a bit of mixed precipitation still looming for parts of Cape Breton and Prince Edward Island early this morning. And in Newfoundland and Labrador, going to see this mixed precipitation throughout your day today for parts of those provinces. And another low, as you can see off to the west of us, will be making its way over into the evening. For our wind today, it's going to remain quite strong for parts of Atlantic Canada. As you can see here right now, 56 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 46 in Grand Etang, 33 in Canso, 28 in Sydney. Wind gusts still getting up to 69 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 61 in Sydney, 59 in Grand Etang, and 43 in Canso. We'll have one last look at your weekend forecast, but first, one last look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. A 56-year-old Halifax man is facing a second-degree murder charge. Police say they arrested the suspect on Tuesday. He is charged in connection with the death of 70-year-old Brian David Johnson. He was found critically injured at a home on Richmond Street last week and was pronounced dead at the scene. Police have not released the cause of death, but say the medical examiner confirms the death was a homicide. For the second week in a row, you will be paying more to fill up at pumps in the Maritimes. In Nova Scotia, Zone 1, the Halifax area, gas increased by 2.4 cents. The minimum price, $1.42.7. Diesel in Halifax jumped by 4.3 cents. The minimum price, $1.70.3. In Prince Edward Island, gas increased by nearly 3 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.47.9. And diesel jumped by nearly 7 cents. The minimum price on the island now $1.71.7. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 2.3 cents. The maximum price $1.54.4 a litre. And diesel jumped by 3.5 cents. The maximum price $1.82.5. New Brunswick Premier Susan Holt has unveiled a new piece of equipment as part of a $30 million announcement for the George Dumont Hospital. The funding will go towards building a new endoscopy. There we go, suite. Holt says the expansion will reduce wait times and improve access to specialized care. Health Minister John Dornan believes the new infrastructure will also help retain healthcare professionals in the province.
We can treat more patients, shorten that wait list, detect earlier, and reduce hospitalizations. So we'll be able to serve more cancer patients.
When people look at here and know that we're committed to this levels of instrumentation support, other staff with a fair negotiated salary, and people will come and they will stay.
The construction will transform the hospital's old surgical block, which will also expand the number of procedure rooms from 7 to 12. The new unit is expected to open in 2029. Nova Scotia's health authority says there are 8,000 fewer residents on the provincial wait list for a family doctor this month. Nova Scotia Health says the primary care wait list has hit 69,420 people. That is down from 77,525 who were on the registry October 1st. The health authority says the wait list dropped because people were matched to primary care and some were removed from the list because they no longer needed a family doctor or nurse practitioner. Finally, hockey fans gathered together in Dartmouth last night for a fun and important event.
In the first 4 years, Hockey Helps the Homeless has provided ADSUM with $270,000 for our services. Thank you all for making that happen.
It was draft night for the annual Hockey Helps the Homeless event. The not-for-profit leverages our country's love of the sport to raise money for people with nowhere to live. Halifax jumped on board in 2018, so it's been going for 6 years now. Last night was draft night for the teams, with the largest fundraisers getting first picks.
There's too many people sleeping outside on a night like tonight when we're all so lucky enough to go home and we have a roof over our heads. Being homeless has got to be one of the worst things. We're in a first world country. This should never happen. And because of charities and the generosity of the players, the volunteers, the sponsors, we're able to raise upwards. This is our 6th year doing it here in Halifax, and we're going to crest $1 million raised for charities here in Halifax.
And then the actual Halifax tournament, it's scheduled for today at the RBC Centre. So we're wishing a good luck to all the teams. There in the blue, that's Don Murray, who is the organizer for Halifax. He was on our show yesterday talking about this event, as well as Brad May, former NHL player as well. So if you want to learn even more about it, you can go to our website to catch that interview with Crystal, which just happened yesterday.
It was a lot of fun and a great event for a great cause. All right, this weekend event is literally shining a light on cycling in the city. This is the Light Halifax event organized by the Halifax Cycling Coalition. The evening ride celebrates community and highlights awareness that many people continue to ride their bikes during the cold, dark winter months. This year's event is Saturday, November 8th at 6 p.m. More than 200 illuminated bicycles will meet at the Studley Quad at Dalhousie University before the leisurely ride along a 6-kilometer route. The rain date is Sunday. That would be fun.
Yeah, that looks incredible.
I like the tires, yeah, the LED and the lights all over the bikes. What a great idea and so much fun.
Especially because it gets dark so early, but many people still commuting with their bikes too, right around the region.
Absolutely.
So that's Saturday night. Yeah.
We'll talk about what's coming up next. Taking a look at the community calendar, the Moncton Wine Expo has returned to Moncton, the Moncton Coliseum. The ultimate fusion of exceptional wines and gourmet cuisine will be featured from today until tomorrow. For tickets, you can head over to wineexpo.ca. And the PEI Legion Choir will actually be joined by the Confederation Adult Choir and PEI Regimental Band. This will be taking place in Charlottetown. The concert will be a celebration of Canada and a tribute to our service people while celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Legion. This will be from Saturday until Remembrance Day, so you have some time to see this performance. And you can attend a performance at the Confederation Centre of the Arts. For additional details, head over to their website. And the 6th annual Nova Scotian Black Men's Health Conference will take place this upcoming weekend in Dartmouth. This will be a full-day conference helping to empower Black men through open dialogue, workshops, and community connection. So the event will be held at NSCC Ackerley. To learn more, you can head over to NS Brotherhood through the Nova Scotia Health website. And if you do have an upcoming event, please send us the details. We'd love to promote it on your community calendar. Send it to Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
Thanks. And coming up next, you can also add all this to the calendar. It's your arts and entertainment roundup. Our friend Katie Kelly will be here with the latest local entertainment headlines, including the latest with Jen Grant. Those details coming up after the break. It's 8:40.
Welcome back. The time now is 8:43, taking a live look at Sambro Harbor. It is a cloudy start to the day and it is cold. Keep that in mind when heading out. 3 degrees early this morning, and temperature is going to remain quite cold throughout the day today. And it is windy, as you can see from that live eye as well. Taking a look at our current temperatures across the board, make sure to layer up before heading out today. -1 starting off your day in Fredericton as well as into St. John, New Brunswick. 1 degree over in Charlottetown and Halifax. 4 in Sydney. -7 in Labrador City and 2 degrees over in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a wind warning in effect today for the northern peninsula east, seeing wind gusts range from 70 to 100 kilometers per hour, as well as that coastal flooding warning and coastal flooding statement in effect along the coast of Newfoundland, as well as affecting Labrador. Over to our forecast timeline, we do have this ridge of high pressure moving in, so it's helping to bring that sunshine back in our region, but it's going to remain quite cold, so don't let that sunshine fool you. We are still dealing with remnants of that low pressure system that moved in yesterday, still bringing a mix of precipitation for parts of Cape Breton Island, eastern Nova Scotia, and parts of Prince Edward Island early this morning. Newfoundland and Labrador are seeing mixed precipitation as well, but mostly seeing some snow accumulation for parts of Labrador. Into the afternoon, much of the same expected, but into the evening, that low pressure system moves out. We have another one heading our way into tonight. So Saturday is going to be quite a messy day ahead, but temperatures will be warming up yet again above seasonal. So over to our rainfall outlook, wondering how much precipitation we're going to receive. Only looking at around 2 to 5 millimeters additional precipitation for parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. And for Labrador, we're looking at around 2 to 20. So a bit heavier over there. And then for our snowfall outlook, we're looking at around 1 to 5 centimeters of snowfall. This is additional to what we received yesterday for northern New Brunswick, parts of Cape Breton Island. Same thing goes for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. So today, lots of sunshine starting off your day for New Brunswick. Highs will range from 2 to 6 degrees today and pretty light wind out of the west, 20 kilometers per hour. We do have some isolated showers to the northern region. And then into the evening, rain moves across the province. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 4 to 5 degrees, lots of sunshine throughout your day. We do have precipitation that will track across Prince Edward Island into the evening. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at some scattered showers throughout the day. For parts of the region, we could see some isolated flurries as well starting off your day. Wind gusts picking up to 70 kilometers per hour. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, highs will range from 6 to 8 degrees, bring the warmest into Shelburne. Mainly sunny skies throughout your day. Rain arrives into the evening. For Labrador City, looking at a high of -5 degrees, looking at some isolated flurries throughout your day. And sunshine for the most part for St. John's, Newfoundland, a high of 6. We do have increasing cloudiness into the afternoon. So Saturday's forecast, above seasonal daytime highs, temperatures do warm back up, but we do have some mixed precipitation tracking across parts of Atlantic Canada. We will see the system move out of the maritime region, impacting Newfoundland and Labrador. Sunshine returns into Sunday. Temperatures start to cool down, Crystal.
All right, thank you. Look who's here. It's Katie.
Hello.
8:46 right now, and time to tell you all about what's going on in entertainment.
Yes, I'm so excited. Well, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And we're going to kick things off with Canadian icon Tom Jackson, who we all know and love. He's bringing his long-running Christmas show, The Huron Carol, back to Nova Scotia this year.
'Twas in the moon of winter time, when all the birds had fled.
The singer, songwriter, and actor, also known for his humanitarian work, will perform a special fundraising concert for the Canadian Red Cross. The one-night-only show takes place Sunday, November 30th at St. John's Anglican Church in Lunenburg this year, featuring a full lineup of guest musicians. Tickets are on sale, and again, this all supports the Canadian Red Cross, as it does every year. He's raised thousands of dollars.
What an opportunity. Beautiful event.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. And love him on Sullivan's Crossing.
Yeah, he's just a talented individual for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Speaking of talent, Halifax singer-songwriter Jen Grant has announced her next album, Queen of the Straight, and that's set for release in early 2026.
It was the gold carpet sausage parade. All of the plans that we made.
Grant calls it her most personal record yet, a cinematic collection inspired by love, loss, and transformation. We recently featured this tune, the first single, Jim Cuddy Dress, which is out now. Grant will hit the road next spring for her Cradled by the Waves tour, with shows May 1st at the Capitol Theatre in Moncton, May 2nd at the Rebecca Cohen in Halifax, and May 8th in St. John's. Tickets go on sale now. And Crystal, we mentioned Jim Cuddy. Blue Rodeo has been touring the Maritimes, and they're going to be in Halifax on Saturday night.
Very exciting.
So that's also,
super exciting.
Something to keep in mind if you're looking for something to do this weekend. I know there's a few tickets left.
Popular band.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for sure. So this is cool. A new season of Canada's Drag Race is about to hit the runway, and this year there's some local flair. For the first time, a contestant from Halifax will compete for the crown among 12 queens from across the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, come one, come all to the fiercest show on earth.
So the trailer is out now for season 6, which premieres November 20th at 9 o'clock on Crave, with hosts Brooklyn Heights and Tracy Melcher returning, and a star-studded lineup of guest judges. The show has also been renewed for a 7th season, keeping Canada's drag legacy very strong.
Wow, a Halifax queen?
I know, and I got to meet this queen the other night, so more details to come, but very cool.
Super exciting. I'm a big fan of the Drag Race canon, as you're aware. And this is very fun to have a Halifax person to cheer for. Okay.
Yes, for sure. Okay, Burnside Brewery is celebrating 10 years in business, and they're throwing a party to mark the milestone.
Trouble always finds me. She pulls up a chair.
I love this guy. The birthday bash happens Sunday, November 16th at the Marquee Ballroom in Halifax, hosted by Dave Sampson. There he is, and featuring a lineup of local artists performing their favorite Canadian songs. The event has a Canadian tuxedo theme.
Oh my gosh.
There's going to be prizes, party games, and even a best dressed double denim contest. That's like a tongue twister. And tickets and details are available online. You can look up burnsidebash.ca, but just sounds like a really cool event. I love denim on denim. It's my fave.
Me too. Oh, I'd go to do it. Find the denim boots, like that actually made out of denim, hat, like the full business.
Yes, it's like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake.
Exactly.
Back in the 90s. All right, something else that's really cool that's coming up soon. Music and laughter will fill the Florence Simmons Performance Hall in Charlottetown next week, and this one is for a good cause. The Jammin' for Joy fundraising concert in support of Christmas Daddies takes place Tuesday, November 19th. It's happening at 7:30. The night features a stellar lineup of East Coast musicians: Tara McLean, Whitney Rose, Brooke MacArthur, Lawrence Maxwell, and Logan Richard. Plus, comedian Jimmy the Janitor will be in attendance. Admission is by donation, with all proceeds helping families in need this holiday season via Christmas Daddies.
Yay! That's wonderful. Well, Katie, that's great. So much there. And Christmas Daddy's right around the corner.
It is. It's coming soon.
All right, we have to take a break. It's 8:50, but we'll see you in just a couple minutes' time to wrap up the show right after this. Good job.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. It's time to share the answers to our Move Morning Chat. So today we were asking throughout the show, what's your favorite form of exercise? A lot of you guys have a lot in common.
Really?
Yeah. All right. We're going to start with this one. Alicia, hiking. Nothing beats the serenity of walking through the woods. I switched to snowshoes in the winter.
Wow.
The smells, the sounds, the feels, all of it brings my spirit up. And that's coming from Canning, Nova Scotia.
Oh.
It's a beautiful place.
Yes.
Simone from Woodlawn says, my favorite exercise is water aerobics because it is easy and fun to move my whole body to the rhythm of great music. I go to aqua aerobics twice a week at Cole Harbour Place and absolutely love it. Listen to this. I also lift weights there twice a week, but it's not nearly as much fun as aerobics. I'm turning 80 in 4 months and doing my best to keep fit.
Good for you.
Simone, you are doing it.
You are inspiring us. Yeah, keep it up.
And Aspasia, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, my favorite form of exercise is walking. And this is a popular one, too. Monica from Albert Bridge says my exercise of choice is walking. A friend and I go get some fresh air and solve the world problems while we walk.
That's exactly it, Monica. When you're walking beside somebody, I don't know, just somehow it's easy to talk and hash it out.
It is. Coming up next, walking and fat tire biking on the NB Trail. Lots of wildlife to see. That comes from Mo in Bathurst, especially if you're in New Brunswick. So many good trails.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
So there, you got to be outdoorsy. Kim from Rexton, my favorite form of exercise is the big stretch I take just before I crawl into bed after a night shift. She says I'm basically a sloth, I guess you could say.
A woman after my own heart, Kim.
Good job,
Keeping it real.
I know, and we've got another Kim with a sense of humor, Kim from Dartmouth. At this point, the only exercise I do is run my mouth or run to the fridge. Who am I kidding? Walking to the fridge.
I love it. Oh, the Kims.
I know. Oh my gosh,
Great
you guys
sense of humor.
Great sense of humor. You guys are very funny. So thank you to everyone who took the time to send us a text. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
It's great to hear from you.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, there's one thing I'll say. If there's one thing I learned about doing the Lifeline, the health report on 6 over the years, walking is so good for you.
It really is, and it's, I mean, not everybody actually can walk. It's a gift to be able to walk, but it's lots of fun to be able to walk. Like, you can do it anywhere, anytime, just like you're dressed for the weather.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree.
Okay, we are done for the week, but we are getting ready for Monday's show.
Yeah, coming up, we'll have the True Patriot Love Foundation. They support veterans in our community. Of course, Remembrance Day is on Tuesday, so we'll be ramping up our coverage of that. So that's coming up on Monday.
Yeah, and I'm heading out to Kent to check out some Christmas decor.
Yay!
And we visit English Jewelers as well.
And Charlotte Singman will share her top holiday gifts. It's around that time.
Oh, it's going to be a great show on Monday. So have a fabulous weekend, and we'll see you at 6 a.m. Monday morning.
Bye.